a notification. We're live. Welcome to another Biddle. How you doing, Barb?
Very good. And how are you?
Awesome. I'm hanging out with you guys. How much better?
Hey,
how much better does it get?
Better on a Saturday night, you know.
So, Colin, explaining what we were talking about. My man Dolphin here sent me a link for his script to put in the sim links, like you were talking about, sim linking to another drive. Yep. So right now, the way I have it set up is this script, if I run it, the first thing it does is it deletes all of the documents, folders, music, pictures, the normal ones that are there.
Yep.
Adds in the sim links for all of directly to my other drive.
Nice. That's nice.
Including, and I added a ton of them, like all of my .config, not all of them, but the main programs that I use in the .config folder and the .local folder, like OBS and Kdenlive. And once it's done doing the sim links, then it goes and puts in the FS tab to auto mount the SSD drive. And then it goes through into partially of what Ryan's script was, where it asks you what programs you want to install, but I modified it to the programs that I install all the time, and I have it checked, like the ones I want checked automatically. So it just runs right through, boom, 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 all the way down. Nice. So I get all of my sim links, FS tab, and all of my programs installed in one script in about, I don't know, at the most, like 6 minutes.
Nice.
Wow, that's
really
that's nice.
I don't know which version I sent you, but I think I sent you the one that's linked in my video.
Yep.
But I actually did the same thing with my script. I've got it. It's importing my GPG keys. It's doing my FileZilla setup. It's doing my Genie setup. All that stuff in one go. And it's once you do it, it's like magic that it happens.
Dude, it is so awesome. I mean, like, it is a lifesaver. This should have been around. Like, you should have told me about this a long, long time ago. It was out there, but I didn't find it till now. But it would have made things so much easier.
So this is not desktop environment specific, is it? This will work on anything, yeah?
This will work on anything. I mean, Now the install script with the installed programs, it's only gonna pretty much work on an Ubuntu-based one. But the sim links and the FS tab will work on anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Nice.
Yeah. The sim links is easy, and I mean, I don't know how many times I reinstalled Annex or MX doing that setup, and I finally I can code this. Just do this. This isn't even hard, you know. But I probably did 500 installs before I finally got around to writing it down.
Well, I've been wanting something like that forever. Just never knew how to do it. Never had enough knowledge to do it. So,
yo.
Hi, guys.
What's up?
Hey, Ryan.
What's happening?
Chicken.
Derek.
Kanzu.
Chicken.
Morning.
Chicken's got audio problems. He must have hopped.
Well, see, I hopped to MX. I'm on MX right now. It's working fine.
Quit hopping.
Just saying.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Don't lie, Derek. Don't lie.
I'm on.
I've been on the same distro for like 3 weeks now. So.
Oh my gosh!
You guys think I'm kidding? I'm done. I'm tired of it.
See, we have a script now. You can do it and not have a headache.
Send me the script.
Okay. We'll get you back in it either way.
What's our cutoff before it's not classed as hopping? He's 3 weeks. I think we make it 4.
No, I mean, because like I was on Ubuntu for what? At least a month, ain't? Right?
Whoa.
Month, 3 weeks, 2 days, something like that.
Something like that. I mean, so like
24 hours.
Yeah, it depends.
Then there's some of us non-hoppers who just like stay on the same distro because
boring.
There's
no way to live.
About it. That's the thing. It works. I don't want to have to worry about it.
By
a lot
the way,
of other things work.
Mad props to you, man. I go into MX after a hiatus for a while, go to install NVIDIA. It's one click button. It's there in the beginning screen. Then when I click it and it's doing the install, it's like, hey, do you want the latest version from the backports? Yes. Boom. Does it. Beautiful. I mean, well done, man.
Well, thank you. As we NVIDIA changed I don't know if it was NVIDIA or if it was Debian, but they changed some of the depends information, and we went through a period there where it just wasn't working right. And between a combination of redoing some stuff in our repos and redoing the installation routine, I don't know. If it works in Debian, it should work in MX now. So
Yeah. Well, if you could just add a line to ask, do you want to turn forceful composition on? Then I would have to do nothing.
it's always something with you, right? 32-bit EFIs.
Save me 15
He's never happy,
NVMe
dude.
drives.
Never
Is there a
happy.
script for that? Is
You
there a
did
script
fix the
for that?
NVMe because that works now. So
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Yeah.
That was a really stupid thing to have to fix because someone else in our forum actually posted some really good information.
wasn't
Kind of
me.
like, was it you?
No, it wasn't.
Oh, well, that would have been awesome. But
It would have been. I wish I did. But, yeah.
Yeah. So what happened in the original edition of the installer is we would set a boot flag for the ESP to tell Grub where the ESP is on the NVMe drive, and actually on my piece of crap notebook with the MMC drive in it. That flag would not stay. FDisk would report that it stayed, but it wouldn't set. There's a UUID code for ESP partitions,
Okay.
and it wouldn't set it. And I don't know why it wouldn't set it. So it seems to work fine. I just wrote a fallback routine to detect the ESP and threw that in the installer. That was
Finally works on my no name.
that was it.
Yeah, props, man.
But thanks between your information and the guy in the forum who gave me some feedback from the installer debug output, we got it done.
That's awesome. Good work.
Yeah, this guy, this piece of crap. This thing is
Doesn't sound very happy.
this
I
is
have
the
pet
worst.
names for my computer like the Beast, and you call yours piece of crap.
This
John,
is
Yeah.
this
I know
is
what I'm using now, Big Mama. Come
Big
on.
Mom.
Big Mama, I like that.
I call this thing little bit.
17-inch beast.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the worst $180 ever spent, I think.
Well, that explains it right there, what you spent.
That's funny.
So is it a full blown computer, Dolphin, or is it like a Chromebook or something?
What, this? No, this is a Lenovo. It came with Windows 8 on it. I bought it used
Is that
somewhere.
one of those like 11-inch like plastic?
Yeah. I'd actually got a 14. We actually bought a 14-inch originally, and it came in, and they had updated that model with a 64-bit UFI, so it was worthless to us.
So how does MX run on that?
On this?
Yeah.
Terrible.
Oh, cool.
No, not bad, but I run Annex on it.
Okay.
Actually, I haven't except for test installs, I just run live off of this thing. So it's got a USB 3 port.
My girlfriend has one of those, so I was looking for something to put on it. The problem I've had with it is just the Wi-Fi is so sketchy. It's the worst.
Oh, I haven't had much trouble with the Wi-Fi. What was the problem with this thing? The problem with this thing, it has like a 16 gigabyte hard drive in it.
Yeah, it's tiny.
It's really minuscule. So I just run off the USBs
okay.
off of it. But I think I actually did wipe Windows off of this box just to have enough room to install MX.
Hey, Dolphin Walt wants to know if MX still only boots into Legacy and not UEFI.
Oh, no. You got to turn Secure Boot off. But other than that, the 64-bit ISO will do. I got to get this right. The 64-bit ISO will work on both 32 UFI and 64-bit UFI. The 32-bit ISO will now install onto 32-bit UFI.
Oh, nice stuff.
Other than that, use Legacy.
So there
Yes,
is a reason I specifically installed it, because I'm doing a challenge from a commenter that wants every XFCE desktop challenged for the fastest frames per second. And I've told all the developers, I'm okay with cheating. If you want to send me some code to make yours faster, I will put it in there.
That's so wrong, Ryan.
I don't know.
Not wrong. I'm giving them all the option.
I honestly can't remember right now if the kernel that's in 17 has our tweak in it that we were using or not. I have no idea. I'll have to ask the kernel guy.
Do you guys have any devs that actually Dolphin?
What's that? I didn't hear you.
Does any of your devs actually do any gaming? You got any guys that?
I have no idea. Honestly, I would suspect yes, but
Okay.
You sound
I don't
so
know.
in touch with your team.
Dang, chicken.
Wow.
Wow.
It's okay. I have no idea what I'm doing half of the time. So
Now we can't be treating Dolphin the way we treat Das Geek. That's
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That's-
no,
that's-
that's not.
Thanks, distro.
I would just like to say that he is running a very nice XFCE desktop.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, but only because of a challenge, not because of.
Yeah.
It's not true.
You know, I saw you guys.
I haven't been able to get into MX because of the NVMe issue, but it just works. So MX is going against Ubuntu in the first stage, Fedora against Mint, and Manjaro against Arco in the first lineup of FPS battle. So there you go.
So who's Zebian going against?
Zebian.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Xebian.
it's a cool distro.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I've never heard of it.
Debian with
I'll put it.
That's another word he just made up, Ryan. You
I ain't heard of it.
He's used to making up words.
It's based on Debian Sid, though. I don't know if DOS would want to do something unstable.
No.
I think Sid broke last week, didn't it?
Sid
I don't
breaks
know.
every
put
week.
that up
Breaks
against
all the
Linux
time.
Mint.
Yeah. Yeah, I
That
find
sounds
Arch
fun.
a lot more stable than Debian Sid, to be honest.
Isn't that like English Bob recommending calculate for a minute?
Um,
Wow, that was epic.
Did you see that video? Oh my god!
I was actually watching the trucking video where he goes, "Well, I'll be right back. I'm going to reboot," and it like he was gone for 4 hours. You know.
Well, if he shows up in the stream, I'm gonna have to remind him that this is a PG.
Yeah, boy, that was.
We need one of those buttons that beep or something so we can just keep hitting it.
Yeah,
You
we'd
wouldn't be
have
able to
have
hear
a delay
anything with
though.
Bob. He was going
Yeah.
nuts.
7-second delay. That's what you need. That's 7 seconds.
Yeah.
cut the stream. Cut the stream.
Bleep. We just put up a big sign. Bleep.
We
You know,
gotta
I
get
should
it.
have warned him too, because I ran Calculate a couple of months back for about a week, and the reason I ended up hopping is because I did an update and Xorg broke on me.
Wow.
Yeah.
It broke on you too, didn't it, Zeb?
Yeah, it did do. But then our friend Serge started the onslaught of comments on both videos. Like, can you try this? And can you try this? And can you try this? And I've spoken to the Russians, and I've spoken to Adrian, and I've spoken to
The KGB and the NSA and the
8 hours later, they provided a fix. Because it is something that happened upstream with Grub that completely balked the system settings. So you have to run these two setups things that reset your system up and you answer some questions and then run another script that reapplies Grub. But what's the problem with Calculate now is I think it's gone the way Manjaro has, that unless you make a 40 custom setting in any other Grub, it's not going to boot in anything but its own, because it does something weird to the Grub line, and I haven't worked it out yet. I need to get the two of them side by side and work out what's different. But if you don't use the Calculate Grub, it just boots to a single little dot in the top left-hand corner.
So is this a situation where if you're multi-booting, you need to install Calculate last?
Yes, and or Manjaro last, depending on which one you want to play with.
Yeah, but you said Zoom isn't working in Calculate either.
I have no idea how to get. You can't.
You
install
don't want to use programs that like that, anyways.
Well,
You don't need it.
I couldn't use a program where it's in the back of my mind that these things could happen at any time. It's just.
And that's why Calculate is such high maintenance. It's so hard to do what you just consider to be the most basic tasks. Whether it's part of MX is here's all the nice little packages you want, click, click, click.
Oh no, let's if we're gonna talk about MX, talk about the installer. The best installer option ever, with Grub being a distinct option at the end of the install to ask you exactly where you want to install it, or if you don't want to install it at all. It is just one of those things I love so much every time I do an install of MX, because
So what you're
I
saying,
know it will not screw up my system. You
What
know,
you're saying, Ryan, is we need to ask for system deboot, right?
yeah.
No.
Yeah.
That must be it.
One thing going back to Calculate, I tell people all the time, Arch installs are not that hard, really. Gentoo installs are really not that bad. I mean, they take forever.
Really?
The problem is maintaining the system. They're just a beast to maintain, as EB can tell us about. Zeb can tell us about what Calculate. I can tell you about what Calculate. They just break on you all the time.
But you run straight Gen 2, and you don't have that issue. Or do you?
Really?
Yeah, I don't know about that. Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if it was different with straight Gen 2 or not.
Don't think you'd be multi-booting with straight. Gen
I
2,
did
though.
the stupid Gen 2 install. That was
I don't
the
know if
worst
you did
waste
the-
of time of my life.
Because
Yeah,
if
but
you
you
did the
gave up
update in
after
Gen
the-
2, if you did
gave
that
up
update
after
in
the
Gen
prompt,
2,
didn't you?
it's still going to break in mainline Gen 2. So
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, that was the recommendation from the community. Oh, you'll learn so much. All I learned is
Read
what I
the wiki.
never want to ever do again.
People say it's an educational experience. It's an educational experience if you're interested in learning something. But other than that, all you do is read the wiki, copy it in the terminal. Read the wiki, copy it in the terminal. So,
Yep.
For
And
9
look-
hours.
it only took me 5.5, but I stopped after the base install. I didn't install a graphical environment.
Yeah, I did the base, and then I was like, well, I got to get the graphical working because everyone was making fun of me about only getting the base working. That's another day of my life gone that I'll never get back.
Now, after 5.5 hours, that's tapped out.
Actually, it was more than a day because it was like several days of just putting in code, not working, giving up, coming back later, defeated. Finally worked. Open box.
Yeah, well, that's how I felt when I tried to update your script for Etcher. Dude, it took me probably over an hour to update, and just because I was doing the folders the wrong way.
But you know what? We can't talk like that because Rocco, by the way, is an official contributor to the script and put in awesome code the other day, man. So he's got the official geek coding on, man. You
I
are
did like
officially
4 lines of code, dude. It was awesome.
Here's the funny part, though. I was telling this. So he did 4 lines. I think it was more than 4 lines of code. But anyways, he did the code and it merged into the script. Now, a developer who said, hey, I'm a developer, and for developers, you need to put this into your package. His script didn't work, but Rocco's did. So there you go. There's something to be said about doing it right, man.
Mine worked too.
Nice work.
Michael, you never contributed anything.
Yes, I did. The first time you showed it to us, I told you how to change some things and fix some stuff.
Oh, yeah, you did.
That's not a contribution.
But it's Michael, so I'm not giving him any credit.
That's funny.
That's fair.
That's fair. What's going on, man?
Not much. Just doing some work and stuff.
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 Stuffs and things.
So important, Rocco.
Yeah, I
Such
know.
a big deal.
He's very, very important. I gotta talk to him later about his channel.
Naturally.
What did you do now?
I don't know.
Jeez, Michael.
Just continued to be awesome, I guess.
Yeah,
Were you late again or
No.
something?
he's never late.
I wasn't even at my computer today for most.
Oh, so you're so late you still haven't even done it.
I didn't do the
He
show.
still didn't get to his stream yet.
I know. I announced that I couldn't do it today because I had to leave.
He's going to go live after Biddle.
Yeah, exactly.
24-hour stream.
Exactly.
All right,
That's
so
not
Fantastic. That's a fantastic hoodie, Seb.
anyway,
It's not bad,
Chicken, can you wait till Juno comes out?
I thought you said. Oh, wait, what?
Can you not wait until Juno comes out?
Oh, here we go.
Mhm.
It's difficult, okay? Look, this isn't okay.
I can't wait till Juno comes out.
It's gonna be.
I'm just trying to avoid Zeb. That's all.
Well, let's hope that for your sake, it's everything that you guys expect it to be.
Yeah.
It won't be. He'll hop 3 weeks.
I
in.
know.
Will you
Oh, he
stop
won't
it?
get- don't
Be
even-
positive,
Like,
Ryan.
Zoom's not working. Telegram's not working. I'm out of here.
Working and all the
Every
pieces
time.
for no
every
longer
time-
The
work.
first week it'll be, guys, it just works. It's amazing.
beautiful.
And then
Next
the
week
next
will
week
be,
it's gonna-
I can't stand this thing.
Yep.
If that wasn't true, it would be more funny.
I have built myself up that much before so many times, only to be let down with a big bang.
But that's the thing. A lot of times they do work right away. Right away.
I wouldn't have been using it the way I was.
I hope it works for you guys. I really do.
Right away, things work. You know, like elementary. It is like when I started using it, it was great. It was awesome.
And
But
then,
then
you know,
but what I'm saying is when it was on, the 1604 base, and then you realize, like, as you're a couple days in, you want to install this program or that program, and it's like, oh, I can't get that. Oh, I can't do this, and it's like, like then it becomes not so great. So
But you got to Frankenstein it, Rocco. Like
yeah, well, I
did.
don't want to have to
Then
do
that defeats
that.
the purpose of it.
No, it doesn't because
Yes,
you
it
don't
does.
No, because you don't Frankenstein it on the surface. It doesn't look like Frankenstein. It's just you add things from newer stuff. Things that won't break it, like Kubuntu backports or like.
Yeah, but the thing is, you're modifying it from what it's supposed to be. Out of the box, it works. You don't have to do anything. And
that doesn't mean you can't. You're still able to do. Like they don't say they don't want you to do anything with their system. That's not the purpose.
They kind of
they
don't want you to.
It's implied.
Really?
They have to have the Franken OS. That's another option.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, we realize that you're an elementary
out of the box,
it's
straightforward. Okay. It's very similar to all the other Ubuntu distros in that, like, it's easily modifiable because most of the things working on Ubuntu will work on elementary. There might be a couple quirks that can pretty easily be ironed out. I know
you should probably find a word that's more accurate than easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really not for the audience that elementary is tailoring itself to, the things that you do are not that easy.
I mean, when you start tweaking it.
Developer use case.
Yeah. So, but
I mean, they've got a lot of developers using it, so
to be fair, when every distro says they're for developers.
Well, true.
Yeah, that's true. Everyone that I've seen, it's like
yes,
we're making
really
new versions for developers.
Michael.
Like, okay, we get it. Everybody,
they really are.
The thing is, with elementary, they have themselves as a great distro for you to move from Windows or Mac OS to Linux. You don't have to do anything. Everything is all set, and they try to say it's as easy to use as Mac OS.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
that
they imply that in the
but they didn't.
It's implied. And that's the thing.
Say that.
They imply it. I'm not saying that they
heard
say
it.
Need to get some popcorn.
That's what I find. Then you're going in and you're tweaking. You're putting in these backports, doing these other things. You're going in through the terminal and changing settings and stuff because you can't do them directly.
Yeah, no, I get what you mean.
I think Barb's right, Chicken. What's your response?
I'm just giving you a hard time.
The thing is, it's not said. What you do is not what the newbie Linux user does.
You
Did
do
you
have
have
to
a Mac
wipe
user
it
who's
out of
going to
the way.
use this? They're never going to do any of that. Or even
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, but they don't have to with elementary because 9 times out of 10 you can just power it up, get onto Facebook.
Exactly.
Switch it off.
But that's not what he's saying.
Yeah, I'm saying that you can customize it out of the wazoo. It's just that it's
and you can customize it.
I can or any other district you can customize.
With maybe 8 simple commands, you then open it up to do what you want.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but simple.
I can't tell if that was facetious or not.
I can't either.
I'm serious.
Whose side are you on in this one, there, Zeb?
That was the smoothest delivery I think Zeb's ever delivered.
I'm with Chicken. I think elementary is really good out of the box, and if you want to tweak it and you're an above average Linux user, you can do it very easily.
Only thing I have a complaint.
When you have a qualifier on that statement, you have to take the word "easy" out.
Right.
You should not. It's the same. It's the same thing when people say Arch is simple because they have that slogan that's
Michael,
ridiculous.
I can make it better by adding another one.
On elementary, I'm looking at the elementary OS homepage, and right there, right under where it says elementary OS, it says a fast and open replacement for Windows and Mac OS.
Yes, that doesn't imply easy at all.
Bam, Chicken.
No, but it is implying that it's easy.
No, it's not, because it just says fast and open.
The average person, the average computer user,
when it compares itself to Mac. To be fair, that's kind of Mac is is known as like the easy to usable, anybody can use thing. So by comparing to Mac and looking similar to Mac, it's fair to make that assumption.
Thank you.
Right, but that doesn't. Does that really apply to the customization part?
But
Because
that-
like,
the
it's
point
not.
is-
Well, I mean, Mac is not meant to be customized, so
Exactly.
kind of.
Customize it, but you got to know what you're doing.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can customize a Mac with 8 simple commands.
Exactly. So
It's super easy.
Yeah.
You,
And they're making it
gotta
harder.
set up the home brew, and you gotta learn how brew
Somehow,
works.
when I brought up Juno, this wasn't what I envisioned.
See, that's the karma not allowing me to market myself.
Rocco,
Go ahead, Michael. Go ahead.
you can make
No,
a
that's too
script
late.
for elementary.
What, Colin?
You can make a script for elementary, so all those things are done. It's
I-
only one thing you need to do.
Me and
That's
Das Geek are going to
deal.
work on that.
Yep, no, it's a good idea because there's so many things. There's about 8 to 10 commands to get it
I
up
could
to
just send
speed.
you guys my
Ubuntu.
script.
I was about to say the main dev of elementary chicken has probably already got a
I
script for
forgot
The
to
main dev of Element.
I could just send it to you.
Why don't you send me your script ahead of time and I'll look at it?
Yeah, we'll merge it into ours and give you no credit.
Thanks, bro.
What's bad, man?
There's Dolphin wagging his head in the background, thinking, I've created a monster here.
Uh-oh. Homer's in the house. Joe's in the house.
Hey,
Hi, guys.
Hey, Homer,
I was starting to wonder if I was watching a rerun.
you're
The
muted.
only difference is I wasn't on it yet. I heard elementary. I go, oh boy.
Well, like I said, it wasn't the conversation I envisioned, but
Well, I've been using Ubuntu Mate for exactly a week. I downloaded
Whoa.
Fiddle, and it's
And-
been great.
and let's get it out of the way. It
And
just
you
works,
like it?
right?
You haven't changed
Oh,
it
no,
yet?
it's always just worked.
You see?
I like to complain.
So we're not going to listen to your comments anymore because they're nothing more than complaints, whines, and rants.
Whoa. Barbara is throwing the gauntlet down on chicken today.
Oh, yeah.
You're
And get Ryan
quality.
and a break.
Turning him into some McNuggets over there.
What do you have to whine about? I mean, complain. I mean, talk about with Mate chicken. What's your major complaint?
So far, we're like nothing. It's actually good. There's
Really?
Yeah,
There's
there's
just
only
nowhere to
one-
type in commands to customize it. Stuff works. It's so stupid.
No, you don't need to customize. You don't need to do everything and bypass. the
But no, I've gone ahead and I've set it up to my liking. You know, I've got 2 profiles on here, one for me and my mother, and it's been working well.
Now, are you
Nice.
using the like the Pantheon like layout for Monte? And don't they have one?
Not really.
Yeah, they have-
like
yeah.
the first thing I do is get rid of the stuff I consider clutter, so like plank and whatnot. I've just got a panel up at the top with like Brisk and some application menus.
Wait,
in it.
plank is clutter? Have you told the elementary devs?
Yeah. Like,
It's a feature, not a bug.
Oh, okay.
I think the thing he liked the best is
That's
when
command-
I opened it up, it
that's
said,
command number 9 in his 8-step commands.
yes.
Jonas in the house.
Back.
Just don't have to enable plank.
Jonas is back, man.
Jonas is back. Yeah.
Dude,
Heyo.
do you know how many people ping me constantly like, where's Jonas at? Where's Jonas? I'm like, what about the Dusk Geek channel? He said, no, where's Jonas? Like, they miss you, man.
Well,
You
Jonas
need to
is
come
the
back
Gen 2
around,
guy,
dude.
isn't he? You're the Gen 2 guy, aren't you?
He is the Gen 2 guy.
Gen 2
and he's
guy.
back incognito.
So I did it, Jonas, and I hate you for it.
Yeah.
I did Gen 2. It was nothing like anybody made it out to be. It was not,
It was
any
not
faster.
Glorious.
It was not glorious. It was the most annoying, obnoxious thing I've ever done in the Linux world.
I can give you a single script I can install Gentoo. And it's actually only one line. It's a gigantic line, but it's one line.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, it's possible.
Is it?
I mean,
that, is it that thing that bricked EB's computer?
I don't know if it
Is
what,
that
what
the
he
distro?
used.
One line, you just install it.
Well, it's one line, but it's like 2,000 characters or something.
That's a big line.
That would have been helpful.
That way
It's-
That works on any computer, Michael.
Technically, yes, because it'll compile everything to your computer, so it'll work. It'll take forever, and you're not going to learn anything so
need a
you won't have the
computer, you don't
benefit of it.
need
But
But you'll have a pure Gen 2 system with a desktop at the end of it.
Yep. And
No,
then it'll
technically,
and then it'll update, and done deal.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
It's an amazing OS.
Drop me an email. I'll give it a go tomorrow.
But
I
you really
can't
don't learn
wait.
anything. You don't
Yeah,
learn
right before
anything from
Destination
it.
Linux, Zeb.
Yeah,
I can't
you've got
wait
2
till EB
hours for
gets
it to
here.
work.
It's not gonna take 2 hours. It's
You need a supercomputer for that.
it's easy to insert the command. It's still ginger.
Wait, it'll take 2 hours for the kernel to compile.
And you wonder why I
Jonas,
sit on
we're not hearing your sound, dude.
No, you've gone off.
Sit on this, Buster.
Yeah, we
Pulse
heard him.
audio.
I heard him the first time. Sure.
Welcome to Pulse Audio 2018.
Speaking of which, I heard your Destination Linux the other day with Sean talking about
Yeah.
the XSE Pulse Audio plugin
Yeah.
and the display settings stuff.
Yeah.
So we pulled those in. We pulled the 412 version into our test repo. I've got that installed right now. As soon as I dig a second monitor out of the scrap heap, we'll play around with that. But the Pulse Audio plugin's awesome. I really
Yes,
like
it
that.
is.
Very well done. That would be awesome to see it in MX, for sure.
I got mad at you guys with the Destination Linux making me want to distro hop and stuff. That's just
That's what we do. We're here for you, Chicken. We're here for you.
When you hopped, I don't know,
it's
6,
like
7 times.
6 times in one
Yeah.
day. Yeah.
What do you think it happens to us? You're just in the same club as us. Every time we have a new dev on, we're like, I love this dev. Let's hop. And then,
Okay, I'm in.
Yeah, like Sundays.
actually, we call that extreme distro hopping when we hop right before we record an episode. In fact,
Yeah.
Michael did
If
it
you want
last.
to,
I was the one who did it before Michael. Rocco hasn't done
Hey,
it
with
yet.
that like action.
I don't do that, dude, because if I mess up, we don't record the show.
You're so not extreme.
I've done
Yeah,
it multiple
exactly.
times.
About as extreme as Rocco gets is, did you hop yesterday?
Anyway, hey, look, PC Software's here.
You got 11 people who are going to ask you, did you hop yesterday? So you might as well get it over with.
What you running, Rocco?
Yeah, Rocco.
Yes, I
You
did.
hopped.
I did. So,
What?
well, I mean, Ryan said we're, having devs on the show, so I had to accommodate the dev coming up, right,
Yeah.
Ryan?
Maybe
So-
we shouldn't even announce it. Maybe we should make people watch tomorrow since it will be live.
I
On
am
Twitch
curious,
and
what did
YouTube.
you hop to?
They're going to see it live anyway.
He wants to avoid this so much.
I know. We're just going to back him into a corner until he screams and tells us.
It's an Ubuntu version.
Oh,
How's that?
you got the guy from the Budgie Boy.
How'd you know?
Jeez, chicken, that is crazy. That's a good
Yeah, I'm on Ubuntu Budgie right now. So,
Already did
and-
Monte, so we know it's not Martin.
and I'm just, I did the whole Ryan thing where, oh, well, it's good for a week and then something happens. Well, it's great. It looks awesome. It runs awesome. The defaults are awesome.
But
And today I was running Rocket League and it just shut off on me.
Rocket League shut off or
It
the
just
whole computer?
it just shut off. The whole Rocket League just boom, gone. It was no error, no nothing, just boom, gone. So then I started playing again, and every once in a while I would get a lag spike, not a lag spike, but a hesitation, and it wasn't 3-4 minutes later, boom.
You sure it
Shut
wasn't
off
just
again.
Psionics trying to get you to take a break from the game?
Well, I don't know, but
Rocco, that's called a power outage.
no, computer didn't go out. Nope. But I was wondering if it was maybe the updated version of the NVIDIA driver, or I don't know. Could be anything, really.
Can you all hear me now?
Whoa!
Well, it's a little bit staticky, but we can hear you.
I'll do something.
Way too loud.
This is better.
Yes,
Yep.
much
quite a
better.
bit better. Yep.
Using a microphone instead of a webcam is definitely an improvement.
Yeah.
I know.
What's going on, man?
Yeah, just finished installing the latest Ubuntu release.
And what do you think?
I like it, the no version.
See, somebody agrees with me, Ryan.
You're not
See
the
that?
only one.
I told you to get a whiteboard so you could write all those names, all 2 of them down.
I'm
Yeah.
loving it. I'm loving it.
See, Collins number 3. Can I 3? 3.
I'm telling you, you're gonna lose count at this stage. You need a whiteboard
No, you don't need
or
it
start a
once you get out of
spreadsheet or
those
something,
toes.
man.
We're assuming
I'm
he's
gonna
got
need
10
a-
toes also.
A spreadsheet that auto calculates for me.
1 plus 1 plus 1.
But see, people like Gnome. At least 3 people.
I
Funny,
don't
the
use
guy making people
extensions.
try it doesn't use it.
I don't use any extensions, so
Vanilla Gnome.
yeah.
Did you install the
Wow.
regular GNOME or did you install the Ubuntu version?
The Ubuntu version, but from there without extensions.
Did you remove all the extensions? Oh, so you're saying that you just use the default that they provided?
Yes.
Okay,
So the dock.
that's a good. Their selection of defaults extensions.
The good news is they're making that even easier on you because you won't need extensions or any programs run out of Nautilus soon because you won't be able to.
Oh no, they're reverting that.
I hear the GNOME devs pretty soon are going to remove icons from Nautilus.
Wow, Derek, really?
Yeah, you don't need them.
The change with the running binaries, I'm pretty sure I saw a bug report, like an issue on that was actually, it was supposed to be reverted. Like that's not going through.
Yeah.
What isn't?
But if someone, I mean, that implies that they're listening to bug reports.
So
Wait,
now
what
they're
are we
gonna make an
What
announcement?
is not going
New
through?
Feature now can launch programs back in Nautilus.
He's saying that the announcement of the application launching in Nautilus is being removed has been reverted, so that you can keep.
Their interpretation of bugs is different than the rest of us because when I click on a script or a binary and it launches the program that I'm trying to launch, that's a feature. That's not a bug.
Yeah, that's intended functionality.
Well, look, they know better than you do, Derek. I mean, really, it's their operating system. Okay.
Yeah, it's their desktop environment. Let them do what they want.
Yeah,
You're not using the computer; they are. Come on.
So, Rocco, have you tried the window shuffler in Budgie?
I did, and it's stinking awesome.
It is so well done, man.
What is this window shuffler?
It is absolutely awesome.
Yeah,
It's something you can't have chicken in elementary. Sorry,
It sounds good.
you need about 30 more lines of code.
You push Windows S, and might I add that you can't do the minimal install or it won't work. Another thing that won't work with the minimal install, but if you do Meta S, it'll bring up a little box with 4 squares in it, and you can put whatever window you want into any square. You can enlarge it to how many ever squares you
Don't
want.
give away your show
You
tomorrow.
can go 6 by 6, Rocco. That's maximum.
What's that?
You can go 6 by 6 squares max.
Max.
You arrow to the right or arrow down. You can go 6 squares across and 6 squares down.
Okay.
Back-
Are
Yeah.
these like workspaces?
No, it's a tiling system, but it's like
You mean
it's
like
a more user-friendly tiling system.
It is like an i3.
It's
but
i3 for
it's
dummies.
a very different take on it of tiling. It's like a graphical GUI version of it. It's
It's
very
awesome.
unique. I've not seen anything like it before.
And
I've seen people try
tiles
it, but
different
this
shapes?
is different better.
What's that?
What's that?
Did you say you can make the tiles different size squares?
Yeah, you can make
Yeah,
one
big one,
program
a
2
5 little
tiles
one.
down or 2 tiles across or whatever you want.
Yep.
I want
Just one
mine to be
tile.
an L shape, and then
And it
the other windows.
An L shape.
and it also has a screenshot feature in it so that you can go back to, like, if you change it around, you can go back to what you made.
Oh,
So-
that is awesome.
It's pretty
I like it.
awesome.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
well-
Chicken wants to play Tetris with his windows.
Yeah.
So is that available?
And it will
Sounds
do
like
it
a demo
automatically
mode.
too.
You said this was Ubuntu Budgie?
Yeah.
Do you want to hop yet?
Yeah, I'm downloading it.
He may never go back to elementary. You realize that.
Nah, this
So
is
he's
this
doing
is
it
really
for
good.
I'd probably be running Budgie. I don't know how long I'm going to be unknown, but Budgie was the one I was going to install. But I've been liking the GNOME version, so I don't know how long I'll be on that for. But
I like
Budgie is good.
I like the Pokillo GZK theme they're using.
Yeah, it's
It's
nice.
beautiful.
It is a beautiful theme.
That's
I
really
must
good.
say.
That's look really nice.
They've taken Arc and pretty much made it way better. And I didn't think you could do that because Arc was a really good theme, but it's really good. But they have a couple themes in there that that you can install from the start menu.
Oh, they got many.
Menu.
No, it's from the welcome screen, and you go to the.
Yeah, but you can get it through the menu.
Through the menu, yes,
Called
that's
Budgie
right.
Themes,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, budgie themes, and there's like 8 of them in there you can install, and all of them are really nice. So
Yeah.
Well, what's really good, the thing that initially held me back from using like most of the Ubuntu flavors was like the whole snaps thing, because like I got mad at like the cursor not matching proper. But now that I've been converted to snaps, thanks to it just working and being up to date and annoying and stuff, yeah, I'll probably end up just using it.
In the main Ubuntu flavor, they're using the right cursor. It's Ubuntu. I had the black one, but in it uses the DMZ one in Ubuntu GNOME.
But if you switch like your themes and stuff, does that work with everything? Like that's what I've been noticing. So
I haven't tried that yet.
Right now, I'm using a bunch of Mate. Like if I open Telegram that I have as a snap, like the cursor goes from like the Breeze cursor to like this really weird, like it looks like a little finger, just like moving across the screen. It's horrible. But
which finger? No, never mind. I didn't say it.
But it does work and it works well. So
The question
Keegan
is,
in
can
chat
you
has just
use
came up
snaps
with the
from
name of the
Elementary?
next 2 software installers:
yeah,
Crackles and Pops.
I like it. Let's do it.
yeah.
That's the
So
sort of stupid names that they would come up with anyway.
Well, they already have Pop OS. We can just make Crackle OS and be done.
Yeah. Does Pop OS use snap packages?
No.
Jonas, you get your sound working yet?
I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Good.
All right.
Do you have to compile it?
No, I just had to switch the audio thing around. Plus,
Wow.
I hadn't set up Zoom on this machine yet because thanks to Michael, I distro hopped for a little while. I checked.
No,
out,
you didn't. What'd you hop
yes, I
to?
did. I checked out KDE Neon for a month.
Oh.
And I liked it. I had no problems with it. I got everything running on it that I needed. Got VMware Workstation going. Had all my VM labs set up. If I wanted to live on it for 6 months to a year, I probably could.
So what are you on now?
I moved back to Gen 2 just because that's my comfort zone. But I mean, I felt like, okay, you know what? I haven't tried, Plasma in a while, so I gave it a shot, and it's surprisingly light for KDE.
No, that's a myth. It's always light.
It's always light. Well,
no, it is. It's the things that people say is based on the amount of customizations they assume it's heavy. It is not.
Nothing's as light as Mate though.
Yeah,
that's true.
I mean,
Mate is the lightest. Martin would tell you for sure.
Well, I'd say it had been about 8 or 9 months since I had really last tried Plasma, and pretty much all the quirks that were originally there that I had complaints about before were gone. I mean,
Plasma had a specific thing that if you didn't use, like, if you use the version 5.7 or newer, is not a good idea because, or no, not newer, but like 5.7 or the older version. There was never production ready until 5.8. So a lot of people would like experience like first time I tried the Plasma 5 was 5.2 and it was abysmal.
Yeah, the first time I tried it, I was like, okay, it's a bit unpolished. I have no idea why Gen 2 shoved this out onto the portage tree. This was not ready.
I was using Arch at the time, so I upgraded from 4 to 5.2. I was like, oh, okay, cool, and broke everything. Great.
Ubuntu 16.04 uses 5.5, I believe, but that's terrible.
Yeah. 16.04. I mean, 16.04 was not a good release. Like
all kinds of crashes in the driver manager didn't work.
Well, that's because the Plasma was still not ready at the time. Like the latest, the first version that was production ready was not until like December of 2016. Production ready.
There was a
December
LTS 5.8. There was a
yes 5.8.
5.8. There was a
yes.
Someone's got their sound on in the background. Can
I
you
hear Michael on like an end?
I enjoy it.
Background. Can you hear Michael?
Yeah, Crimson, can you? I don't know if that's you or not. If you can like mute the stream itself, you can like mute the stream itself.
Damn you, Pulse Audio.
It's always Pulse Audio's fault.
It usually is, though.
It's an easy
let's be honest.
I got to admit, the easiest audio I had to set up doing one of these streams with you guys is when I ran the Annex Live USB on the stream because it doesn't use Pulse Audio.
Yeah.
And Zoom here, I'm not completely convinced uses Pulse Audio correctly. So,
yeah, that's what threw mine out for a spin because usually my mic works just fine in Discord. I don't have to fiddle with it.
So, I mean, Dolphin, you have fixed all the issues I've sent you, but the Pulse Audio has not been rewritten yet, and I don't know what is taking so long.
well, if you will look in Debian's Pulse Audio, you will see that we're also several versions behind. So I would check with Ubuntu because
Once again, classic file a complaint with Canonical.
Yeah, but Dustgeek, be careful because the last time you challenged one of our guests, he hasn't been back since. Where's Simon? Where's Simon?
Yeah, Simon's still trying to fix Pulse Audio.
He
You
is
might
not
wanna give
coming
him a
back
call.
till Pulse Audio is fixed.
yeah.
Hey, there's Matt.
Drove him away.
What's up, Matt?
Oh man,
What's
the
up?
dark one is here.
What happened to the hair?
Yeah.
It met a razor
I know.
And lost.
I know.
and lost.
For a second, I was like, it says dark one, but
Who's that?
someone is masquerading.
I thought that was me there for a second, but he had the beard. So.
Oh,
Hang on a minute. The have-nots are getting longer because it's Colin and Jansu and Distro and now the Dark One and Joe. Have-nots are taking over.
No, they're not going to take over.
This
man.
is I'm
All
going
that
under,
brain power burning off the hair, man.
Is that what
I'm
it
going
is?
under my terms. If it's going to go, it's on my terms. Nobody else.
I have a full head of hair. I just
God, mine's next.
My fear is that if I ever shave my hair, it'll come back in the worst way it possibly could, and I'll just
So
never-
that's actually not a ridiculous fear. A friend of mine literally did that, and it came back in like the craziest. He's like, "Well, I'm bald now."
That's what worries me. I'm like, you know what?
The problem
awesome.
is when you get to be our age and it goes up here, it comes everywhere else. Here.
Yeah, well, the problem is if I shaved my head, it probably
too.
wouldn't come back. You know what I mean? So
I was just thinking, Zeb, you might want to ask Jonas how he got Zoom onto Gentoo. Would that be the same for Calculate?
Isn't there an overlay for it? I thought it was.
I don't like to mess with overlays. They screw around too much with the internal libraries. All I did was just download the tar package, unzipped it, moved
That's what
into
I
the
did in
directory,
Solus,
and launched it, and it ran. Other than Pulse
yeah.
Audio not picking everything up correctly, it worked
So-
just fine.
Yeah, they provide a tarball binary.
Yep, that's
So,
what I
yeah,
used.
what directory did you move it to?
I didn't have to move it anywhere, but to be honest, when I'm done, I'm going to move it to the /OPT or the op.
Yeah, ops. Yeah, that's the standard.
Yeah, I
Okay.
got used to throwing stuff there just because. Yeah.
I mean, that's where it should. If it doesn't have like its own desktop file, that's where it should be anyway.
/opt.
Yeah.
Well, when I first joined the stream,
Okay, I'll have to give that a go.
When you compile your own software, sometimes you put it in the /opt files where most people.
Or if you get clone stuff a lot, I
Yeah.
like to just throw it in there instead of cluttering up and messing off my home directory.
Right.
I normally make the name of the app, just a dot whatever.
Dot
That's
desktop.
in my, no, dot KDN Live or dot this and dot that. I'll just throw it in the home directory under dot. It's
Oh, you're talking
hidden
like a
file.
folder. Oh, I got you. I see
Yeah,
what
like
you're
a
saying.
folder. Sorry, yeah. And then I just make a Menu Libre launcher. Done.
Yeah, that's fair. Menu Libre is the best.
Yeah.
it is
Menu Libre is awesome. Love it.
Is that like Nacho Libre?
better.
Yes.
A la carte. It's like a la carte.
No. A la carte is terrible, so it's definitely not like that.
Well, you can use it. Till I met Menu Libre.
Well, so here's the thing. There was a la carte and K menu edit. K-menu edit was like destroyed a la carte. It was not even close. And now Menu Libre has surpassed K-menu edit for me. Because there are certain features that are in Menu Libre that are like, I'm surprised don't exist in K-menu edit already. But like it has that K-menu edit is like 90% of what Menu Libre is. And Menu Libre has a search field, so it wins.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, K-menu edit doesn't have a search field, so like it's like automatically loses.
I don't really look into Menu Libre much. I just go in there, do a launcher, and I'm out. So yeah, but there is a lot going on in there, I must say.
You can edit the context menus like the jump lists and stuff like that, like all kinds of things. If you would like, you can go to touchdigital.com and there's a video I made about it.
Here we go.
He couldn't make it. What is it? Not even an hour into the stream.
This is not, it was killing him the whole time.
You
He's
know
like,
it was.
Is this the moment? Is this the moment?
This is not a plug.
In your ear, Michael. You got something here. Let me help
This
you.
is not a plug.
I didn't know. It's not a plug. It's helpful. He's talking about Menu Libre. I have
Regardless
to
if
have made a video
it's
that
helpful,
explains
it is
Menu
a
Libre.
plug.
It's not a
Is
plug.
it not a plug?
It is a helpful suggestion that would help you understand more things about Menu Libre.
And
He's
also a
providing
plug.
service to the community. Is all he's doing.
Yeah,
a plug,
exactly.
it's a
It's a
feature.
service. It's a
Yeah.
community service.
Flash Amazon.
I would never say touchdigital.com/Amazon.
No. No, you would never do that.
Never.
No,
That
never,
would be
just
ridiculous.
always.
Never.
So just to bring up the discussion of snaps, has anyone have they found the guy that put the malware?
Oh yeah,
in?
immediately.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Oh,
They took all of those down within like an hour after knowing that. After they were told that it happened, took them all down, and then started doing like the investigation of what they were doing.
Yeah.
And the guy tried to save face, saying, "Hey, I just wanted to make money, to support developer things." And then then Ubuntu devs kept digging and digging and digging, and they're like, "So you didn't make any of these games,
No.
and you put the crypto mining in these things because you wanted to make money? What? You're not the developer of the games."
Right.
And
Well, the problem with those games is one of them was licensed under the MIT license, which is a very permissive license. So he didn't do anything illegal. I mean, he took the game, put his own crap in it, and then re-released it.
So
I mean, yeah,
suppose
technically.
now,
Yeah.
there's got to be some sort of process of checking. Is there, or is that too hard to check?
It depends. So like they didn't take technically they didn't do anything like illegal against the licenses or anything technically malicious. Yes, it's annoying and it takes CPU cycles, and that is absolutely unacceptable. But because it didn't hurt anyone, and because it's only possible for him to do it in the confined snaps, it didn't affect or break anything else, and just removing the snap fixes it.
Hey, Rocco, I just saw our future. When Mozilla decides to do this as a feature, that's going to be right. That's going to be its excuse. They weren't doing anything.
They were trying to
harmful. It's
help
just
you.
Annoying little CPU
No.
they're using
It's
out.
really not
I said it was
technically
unacceptable.
malicious, Ryan. It's just
I said it was
over exaggerating.
You are
You
exaggerating.
those.
You are
but
exaggerating.
somewhere-
I said unacceptable. Thank you.
Somewhere
So was-
Richard Stallman is watching all this and going, he's right about the GPL,
No, he's not. No, he's not, because that's on YouTube and that's against the rules.
So it was the snap had a crypto miner in it, right?
No. Well, yeah.
Was it?
I heard you say something different, and I was like, wait, that's not what he said. Never mind.
Oh, okay. Was it in the clear? Was it hidden?
He wasn't.
No, it was
trying to hide
purposeful.
really.
He was hiding it.
Yeah,
Yes,
he
he
didn't
did.
hide it that well.
Yeah, no, it's because someone else found out, like they saw the what the init script was doing, and they were like, that doesn't make any sense for a game to do.
Right.
And they started digging more and more. But he was saying that I was just trying to get money as a developer, and then
Right.
they kept digging, and they're like, so you're saying that you're trying to get money as a developer, but they're not yours that you're not the developer of any of it, and you renamed the crypto miner to Systemd.
So that's what I
You're
thought.
not
He
trying to
tried
hide.
to spoof a name. Okay.
But Michael,
Yeah, the system D.
is a critical part of my system. I need it.
System D is actually very critical in some cases, but not when it's not actually System D.
Right.
Didn't we just hear?
Fox Digital.
Didn't we just hear 5 minutes ago that was technically not malicious?
Oh no! I'm saying the crypto mining itself included is technically not illegal because the licenses permit it. So it's not.
Gosh, the man can twist anything.
No. The licenses permit all kinds of stuff that people just because they think that it only means good things. Now you can be back. You can have an open source license of a virus and it still be open source. You could technically do that if you wanted to. So it's
So,
it's not
Michael,
like-
can I get a list of the programs that you've helped with? Because after hearing your excuse, I'm quite certain Bitcoin is involved in your application.
We may want to review your code.
Yeah, can you send me a list of the stuff you worked on? For praise.
So there's this one called Dogecoin Cash, and
Yeah, okay, so but isn't it okay, and I get it, like, but isn't it blown out of proportion a little bit?
I mean, it's definitely bad that they did it, and it's good that Ubuntu was as soon as they were informed of it, I don't actually know who called it, but as soon as they were informed of it, they immediately took action for it, even though it was on a weekend, and they don't have most of their developers are at work. Everybody who worked at Canonical was like, we're getting into this and we're fixing it. And then within an hour they took it all down, and then they fixed it by removing the crypto mining stuff. So the games are good to exist because they are other people's things. So it's not like they didn't want to remove the games out of the store, because it's the work was technically already done for the snaps for the game, so might as well let people use it if they want to.
And what we all need to remember is he didn't have to do this on Ubuntu using snaps. He could have done this in Fedora using Flatpaks. He could have picked, package. So a lot of people are saying it's a problem with Canonical or snaps. He could have done this with an AUR package or anything else.
He could have done it with a deb if people just blindly installed it.
Yeah, I mean, a third-party deb would have the same. I mean, any kind of packaging format would do this if they hit it on the system. I mean,
Yeah.
It's been happening in the Windows world for 1,000 years. I mean,
you open up
it's not
HTOP and
hard.
look at your processes, it's going to say System D something another is running rather than Bitcoin miner or whatever.
Well, that's what I'm saying. All the Canonical haters are jumping on the bandwagon, saying that snaps were so great, and now look at this. But I mean, that's like blowing it way out of proportion.
Yeah, I mean, actually, it's proof that snaps and Flatpaks and things like that are better. Because if something happens, they're confined, and if you just by removing that particular format or that package, the problem's gone.
I'm just wondering. I mean, I can see the duplicitous nature of this particular set of circumstances with hiding the crypto miner. But what came to my mind is having a crypto miner against the Ubuntu store policy. Like if he had it clear, if he named it crypto miner.
I think if he would have told them up front it was in there, the Ubuntu store was okay with it. It's the fact that he didn't tell anybody the crypto miner.
Yeah, well, putting this guy aside and saying, okay, what if the next guy that has a Tetris clone comes along and says, I'm going to put a crypto miner in here, and while DOS Geek's playing it, he's probably playing it right now.
That's probably why he's on the screen.
He's left to check for crypto miners. If he says, by the way, this has a crypto miner in it, would they take it down, or would they let it in? Maybe, I guess, might be the better question.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No.
Yeah,
I think they probably let it go though. Yeah.
They basically said that they don't have a policy to address something like that. That if they were transparent about it, they don't really have a policy yet. But they did say that they're working on creating a policy, and they're going to try to solve this. And they do have a policy for classic snaps. Like they manually verify all classic snaps before they can go in the store, and because the classic snaps actually have system connections and stuff. But because this one wasn't classic snapped, it was just in a strict mode confinement. They kind of were more lax on it because of the amount of requirements it would. I mean, the amount of effort it required to do all of these different snaps that are coming because they're being pushed really fast now.
That's part of why I was wondering.
Core programs, they're not going to vet like community. They don't have enough people to go line by line through code and check every single program. It's impossible.
Now we're talking about Canonical doesn't have enough people. See, this is why I'm asking, because we have, and I'm not going to pick on Chicken because elementary is awesome.
I will.
But aren't they building a software center?
Yes.
And aren't they smaller than Ubuntu?
Yes. Very much.
Canonical. And so I'm just thinking. I don't know.
Canonical can't do it, then how can you explain?
How can anybody do it?
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, the App Center is not building their own format.
That's
elementary is just building and I think to get in the App Center, you have to, especially to get in the paid thing, you have to be verified by elementary. So you have to fill out an application and stuff.
They're just building the store to sell them.
Yeah. It's just a front end to app, basically.
Yeah.
No, understand. I'm just saying. I'm just wondering when the test case will be when someone comes out with an app that actually has a crypto miner in it that they say somewhere in their code, "Hey, there's a crypto miner."
Yeah.
What happens then?
Yeah.
And I don't know. Maybe nothing. Maybe it's
With
fine and everybody gets over it.
With elementary, I think it's different because if it's in the App Center, it's because it's in the repo or they have specifically submitted an application to be in the App Center for the premium thing. So they are vetting those. But in general, the crypto mining, there are some websites that have JavaScript crypto mining that will ask you to do it. Yeah. They'll ask you to do it and you can choose to participate in the mining or not. If something asks you to do it, would people be okay with it? That's an interesting.
I just turn it
That's
on.
more it. That's more what I'm going for is if it's disclosed, is it okay? And that'll be a test for when it happens.
Yeah.
Well,
if it was disclosed and it had an option to turn it off and on or something like that.
Yeah, that's the thing with this app. It didn't just run when you played the game. He had it so that when you first turned on your computer, it auto started in the background.
Yeah.
And this app's a bad example of what I'm talking about. This app's obviously a guy trying to get away with something.
Right. Well, it's an interesting concept, though.
If a guy didn't try to get away with something, and disclosed it, would they admit it into the stores? What are the policies on that? That's just a question for the future.
I mean, they don't have a policy right now, but I mean, there's a potential that I know they're going to work on doing policies that are something like that because they haven't really gone into full details about because some of the things they have policies on, some things they don't because it's like a brand new venture sort of thing.
Sure,
they haven't really covered everything.
And it's not even.
I agree. That's a really interesting thing.
And I didn't mean to pick on elementary. It's just I happened to see that on one of the podcasts and talking about the store and that just struck me as an example.
Yeah, it's an interesting idea because it's if they're good community members and are actually being transparent for what they're doing, is it necessarily a bad thing if you choose to use it or not? I guess it's, in my opinion, it depends whether they allow me to turn it off or not, and if it runs at all times or not. If it just lets me turn it off, I would rather turn it off when I need my CPU for the maximum. Mm-hmm. But if I don't, then okay, whatever.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, it's not just an isolated incident to Canonical. I mean, kind of like how everyone else was mentioning, it could have happened with anything else, just like the AUR. But I linked a little Imagar in the chat. It's not all that different than just trying to find some kind of random exploit on the internet and just blindly running it without actually looking at the code and seeing what it does. Yeah. And I highlighted there.
He could have put this on GitHub, and people would have downloaded it. Yeah.
Yep. So
maybe some of these fancy install scripts.
Yeah.
This is why
I'm sorry.
This is why really runs off from the internet.
I'm just going to apologize for that one now.
We're going to check to see it. We're going to check to see if Ryan's
been Bitcoin mining free since the last update.
I'm going to check the script to make sure it's not running systemd.
Make sure to update your computers.
Yeah. Not my fault you guys don't read.
This rig is free.
Well, Ryan, you do freely admit that you borrow other people's code anyway, so I mean.
It could have been his code. I might have. You know what? You might be right, Dolphin. Darn it.
Wait. Did somebody say
Unwittingly.
borrow? I've never heard really borrow. I think it was another word, a little stronger than that.
I was being nice to Dust Google for once or Dust.
Well, in the script itself, it says forked, respun, forked, stolen, and modified. So.
That pretty much covers all of it.
It's all the marks.
Yeah. Well.
But it's, I mean, open source stuff too. It's good. It's good.
Yeah, what
I
license
like
are
to
you-
refer. I like to like when I put my notice if it's been forked, it just says Shoulder of Giants.
There you go.
So, speaking of nothing related whatsoever, Plasma 5.13 beta released.
Wow.
We're so over plasma.
Wow.
Everybody's moving
Wow.
on.
Wow.
Gnome's where it's at now.
So what's the highlights?
Yeah,
So-
not to go. No.
There is an awesome browser integration system now, so that you're like when you're watching something on YouTube, it's connected to your media player applet. Then if you get like notifications are automatically built into it, then you have like it'll in the notification system will be able to tell you like a progress bar for all your downloads and stuff, and like just a bunch of awesome browser integration things.
Nice.
You can also now send if you're on a tab, you can send that tab to your phone through KDE Connect with this integration system.
Wow.
That is nice.
Yeah. You could already do the reverse, but now you can do the other one too.
Well, KDE Connect is already awesome, so.
That is true.
Speaking
Still
of
waiting
browsers,
for one more
Falcon is
thing,
awesome.
man. One more.
Falcon is awesome.
It is, yeah. I've been using it over Firefox lately.
I mean, that's
It
the
runs
Firefox.
better.
Firefox is bay.
Yeah. I don't know. Firefox has just been really sluggish lately, and I'm just like, I really want something other than Firefox or Chrome. So
I mean, in
tried
comparison, sure.
I'm like,
Falcon's way
yeah.
faster.
I love it.
Yes, but it doesn't. Okay, so you're not going to be able to. Okay, maybe you can, but I would not be able to use something like Falcon as a daily browser, just because of the lack of add-ons, extensions, or whatever you want to call it.
I don't need that many.
I like comparing them to cars. You see all these like lightweight systems and stuff. Like they're super fast, but it's like stripping out all the fun parts of a car to make it
It's
fast.
like a McLaren F1. It just has the basic bare. It's incredibly super car. Like it's a super car. It's ultra fast, and that's it.
Not a daily driver.
Not a daily driver.
And if you want a cup holder, well, man,
You can't do that. That's not aerodynamic.
That's called your lap. You just got
It's why you have hands, okay?
yeah, don't put them on the steering wheel. Just
Imagine trying
the
to
cup.
shift, like holding
That's right.
the cup and like the steering wheel and like shifting with the other hand and stuff. That's a
Steering
terrible-
with your knees.
No, steering with your chin.
All I'm
Sounds
going
like
to say is
you've
you
tried
haven't,
that before.
you haven't lived till you poured a 44-ounce Diet Mountain Dew in your lap at 4:30 in the morning. That is a good day right there.
That is a great start to the day.
That is awesome. Right before you get on the interstate, right before the 6 lanes of traffic, and you're wearing a whole 44 round. I was driving an American car. Why can't I have a cup holder that holds a 44-ounce drink? That's what I'm saying. This is America. I understand. France, I'm not going to get it. I get it. In Italy, you got like espresso cups. I understand.
Yeah, but just like
I want the giant Mountain Dew.
No, you get the helmet with the two holders on the side, and then you do it. It's problem solved.
My car
I
has 6
agree.
cup holders. It is a Ford Fusion. It has 6 cup holders.
That's got more features than the
None
car.
of them will hold the 44-ounce Mountain Dew.
How many people does that hold? 5?
They're commies.
It holds 5 people. It's got 6 cup holders. And what's funny is it only 2 of the cup holders are in the 5th seat in the back, so it flips down. So that 5th guy can't be there if I got more people. If I got 6 drinks, I can't have a 5th person in the car.
I drive a 2-door Mini Cooper and 5 cup holders, and it holds 44 ounces in all of them.
Wow.
See, that is a car for Americans built by Brits. I'm saying.
It's just what
You
the
don't
Brits
think
of us. Like, what size cup holder? A basketball size?
I'm just saying they want to sell something to somebody after Brexit.
So how's that national holiday coming, Zeb?
Yeah.
Yeah, but see, I got 8 cup holders.
Or was
in
that
my
yesterday?
truck. 2 of them are in the back seat between the middle guy's legs.
Trucks don't count. I think we got a truck at the office that has like 15 cup holders. I don't know. Maybe not 15. That might be an exaggeration. But everywhere you look, it's like, oh, yeah, here you go. And I got one for my Coke and I got one for my coffee.
The one that slides out of the door.
Yeah, they're all over the place.
Those are cool.
Ryan, he's not answering me.
Nope.
I watched 30 seconds of it and then turned it off.
It's super boring.
But it's royal.
But you did watch the 30 seconds of it. What was your take on it? Was it amazing?
I don't know. I was just walking from the kitchen into the garden, glance to the right.
If the location of where he's walking to doesn't tell you what he thought of it.
What was the Marmite cake? Did you get a look at that?
Yeah.
They had a Marmite cake?
Yeah, I've written an email of complaint to the Queen. She should have used Bovril.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely Bovril.
That's awesome.
Has much more texture,
The
huh?
thing is, it's going to be on the news for the next week. Every time you turn on your telly, it's going to be a repeat of a repeat of a repeat of a repeat.
You know what's annoying is even here,
We already get that here.
a week.
I have a friend who got up at like 4:45 this morning to watch that, to watch the royal wedding. It's like, yeah, right.
So all you had to do is click on the YouTube button up at the top. It was right there for you.
I know.
How many times did the YouTube button tricked me today?
Yeah.
Because I went to click it and it turned into a British flag.
I didn't even know there was a royal wedding going on today.
When
Wow,
Harry
dude.
met Meghan. When Harry met Meghan, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it not only turned into a British flag, it was crypto mining at the same time.
Yeah, I'm sitting there eating my scrambled eggs, and here's the royal wedding, and there's the big live thing on there. And and I said, well, it's the wedding's on TV. And my wife says, well, I think they're married already. And okay, so we looked, and we have the live rewind. That was the local coverage here. It was live rewind.
Live rewind.
So the newscasters were live, but all the footage was old.
Oh, so it's like a throwback Thursday kind of thing.
Yeah.
If you can go back in time, 5 hours.
So, Matt, I see you were visiting Prophetic, huh?
Yeah, I was in Philly. That's why I was late.
Nice.
Well, in Michael's case, on time, but
Yes, in Michael's world, it was on time. But so, do you do anything? Did you do a video or something, or what?
yeah, we recorded a video. We talked about it. Hi, Michael. I just love that look. Yeah, we recorded a video. We talked about Gnome, and we talked about something about.
Oh,
his
it was obviously all good. Good. Obviously.
If it was about Gnome, it probably was.
See? Exactly.
Maybe not so much.
I guess we'll have to wait for that to come out.
No, we talked about that. We talked about one of my other videos that I can't say on here was called.
Well, this is a G-rated show. So
Exactly. So I can't talk about what that video is specifically called.
It's a very graded show, yes.
Yeah, I need it. We would need we wouldn't hear anything. We would just hear beep. One long beep.
Beep.
Yeah, exactly.
Would be on par with an English Bob Gentoo stream.
I'm waiting for him to show up, dude. I really want to talk to him about that.
I think Bob was big into the wedding. This morning he was like, last night's like, enjoy the wedding, guys. I'm going to be off, not installing Calculate. And
He's still watching the reruns on his DVR.
Watching
5 hours of it.
It's like, my gosh, this is beautiful.
He's lurking in the back.
That electric jag is running.
Did you see them release the dubs?
Oh my gosh! Imagine
No.
how many.
I have no idea if they did.
They probably did.
Probably.
Crimson, what do you run, man?
Yes.
Oh, wait, me?
Yeah. Hello.
I'm sorry. I am running Arch, of course.
Arch?
By the way, I use Arch.
Like a vanilla Arch or
Vanilla Arch? Yes, installed the... Whoa.
Before Crimson goes on, we just have to point out one thing. This is the first time an Arch user was asked before he said he used Arch.
Oh no, I fucked the trend. Oh no.
He has completely changed the game.
It's a game changer.
Yeah.
That
I run that with i3.
Really?
Arch with i3. That's a new one.
Yep, totally new.
And
Very
an Arch
fresh.
user with no neck beard. That's
Hey, is your wallpaper? Is it?
I do need to shave, so sorry. Yes. Semi.
But you did the full Arch install?
Yeah, from start to finish. It's easy. Read the handbook.
Yeah, it's easy. Well,
Yeah, something Ryan doesn't do.
Ryan doesn't do that.
It's only 8 commands.
it's ridiculous.
It really isn't all that difficult.
Sure, it isn't.
The Arch install guide's only one page, and it's in the web browser. You scroll down twice, and you're at the end of it. It's very short.
Twice.
Yeah.
But it's only easy if you speak WikiArch.
No, they've simplified it, honestly.
It's really not that bad, yeah.
That's pretty good.
Well, your next step is to install Gentoo. That seems to be what Jonas asked me to do because he apparently hates me.
Well, Ryan, I actually
Because he
did,
apparently hates me.
but I got as far as Ryan did.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Saw the blinking cursor and gave up.
My own.
There was a
cursor
lot of
and I gave
cursing.
up.
It would not have been good to do it live. Let's put it that way.
I saw my own root cursor and then I gave up after I installed it. No,
So it
graphical
is
environment.
working. Okay, we're done.
Yeah. Do I have
Bingo.
networking? Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
I'm satisfied. I don't want to do it again. No, thank you.
Yeah.
So does that mean we can challenge Ryan to Slackware next?
There is none of these obscure things I'm going to be doing.
You're welcome, Ryan.
It would take less time to install than Gentoo.
Yeah.
Actually, Slackware is more straightforward. Yeah.
It
Yeah,
has
no,
a-
I know.
Okay, it's more straightforward to get it running, and then when you try to find new application, you're like, well, do you go to the Slack builds.org thing? Do you go for the other Slacks from different? Like, there's like 4 different places to get Slack builds.
Has anyone done Linux from scratch and Gentoo? And
Choices.
they give an honest answer on which one's more difficult?
DOS
Linux
Gregor.
from scratch is easily.
DOS
Gregor.
Wait.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was running Linux from scratch for a while. I don't know if he still is, but he was last time I saw him.
He blew it away. He
Blew it away.
Yeah, he had a good run with it. He kept it for about 3 months. He was using Gentoo e-builds to build out stuff. That's how he got i3 running. But I mean, after a while, Linux from scratch. Okay, great learning experience. Don't do it if you have no interest in actually ever going that deep. Because
And even if you do, it's okay to not do it because I regret doing it. It was torture.
long term, not sustainable.
I got it to run. I used it. I cheated and used tiling window managers, so I didn't have to build a whole thing. And then it was like, and once I got it running, I was like, okay, I'm going to use this. I lasted for like 2 days, and I was like, no, okay, I'm done. Like, it's,
So you want us to believe?
I want my
that you
package
did-
manager back.
I want windows that float. Okay, just let them float.
I want compositing.
You want us to believe that you installed Linux from scratch, Michael, but you couldn't get Hannah Montana Linux running.
Really?
What? I got
There's
it
no
running,
video.
and I showed you on a laptop.
No
That
proof.
could have been just a wallpaper. We didn't
No
get
proof.
a video.
I moved it. I moved the mouse around and everything. I proved it.
What is your username dash?
Around.
I was
It's
going
like
to say, and we're still waiting on that review of it anyway, Michael. So,
Yeah.
you don't. It doesn't need a review. It's like surpasses
on
it.
its own.
It
Supersedes.
transcends.
Yeah, it
itself.
transcends it. It's like it is Hannah Montana. It is Linux.
Yeah, but Michael, I thought you were the one who was going to provide us a new version of it.
I
Yeah.
did, but it's.
I thought you were going to be the new
No,
maintainer.
you haven't.
I did technically. It's just it doesn't work well.
I was going to say, you got to put that appearance in the KDE section. I mean, come on.
No, the problem is the look and feel themes. Like I showed a screenshot in the Telegram group for Destination Linux. I made a new version, and it looks good. It actually looks good. I was actually going to make it like terrible, like the old one.
Rocco,
And then-
can we have him on Destination Linux?
I couldn't last more than 10
Montana
minutes. I couldn't last more than 10
Private
minutes with it looking
interview
bad.
up for him.
We could.
Yeah.
Do you realize how long the questions would be?
Oh, I've got so many. Starting with why?
And ending with why.
Yeah, but it's and also we would end the show singing the song together.
Yeah, because the developer did write a song about Hannah Montana. It's out there.
You did.
You mean Wrecking Ball?
Actually, I think it was better than the free software song, but
I think that comes after the.
That's not hard.
Wrecking Ball.
true.
But the like anyway, I did make it. The look and feel system for Plasma is not as like it looks like it can provide like a great solution for that, and it can't.
It just needs work.
It needs work, and also it needs documentation because some of the documentation is abysmal.
Nobody reads that crap.
No one can read it because it doesn't exist. I went to this one place. It said here's the modules you can use for look and feel, and I was like, what does that mean? Literally nothing. No. It doesn't even have a description for what it means. It's like, okay, well, I guess I can't do this. Like
It's about as good as some of the documentation for the Katie and Live like audio stuff.
What? It's exciting. Yeah, it's the same thing.
Which is absolutely zero.
There are some parts of Katie and Live that have great documentation, and then there's other parts that it's literally the title of the effect and then nothing else.
Well, that's something technically.
Well, but
You
still,
are correct.
I didn't say of substance. It's just something.
Yeah.
It's awesome, but it looks
That's
terrible. So, nothing a little bulldozer can't take care of, right? Put a nice new little framework on it, new fresh coat of paint.
under construction for the next 3 years.
But I mean, Katie and Live makes up for being awesome, so that's okay.
It does. It does.
I mean, there was one thing I was trying to figure out how to do something, and it's so annoying. There was this one bug. They fixed it. They fixed it. But there was a bug where when you wanted to do, when you have an element, let's say you put a transparent photo in the project, and you want that photo to spin, but just rotate, just stay in the same place and just spin. That was impossible. There was a bug that when you activated the effect, instead of the anchor being in the middle of the image, it would be at the top left. So we just do this around the whole thing. But they did fix it, and then I tried the latest one. I was like, "Please be fixed. Please be fixed." Yes, it is fixed. So and then when I only talked to them about it like about a week ago, and they fixed it. So it was like awesome.
Katie and Live can do to me is what Calculate did to EV sometimes, I swear. I don't know if it's me or Katie and Live. I dragged something in and everything disappeared. I don't know where it went. The video played, but nothing on the timeline. It just all disappeared.
Well, I mean, if you put the video in, you got to pull it from there to the timeline. But I don't know. There's bugs sometimes.
No, yeah, there is. There still is. But
There's
Are
one
you
bug.
using the what version
Start
are you
again.
using?
I'm
using
using the app image 1804, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Well, there's 1804. It had some bugs. 1804.1 is the newest version, and it fixes a lot of those issues. So
Is that
it's like
got app image as well?
yes, it is.
0.1? Oh, I didn't
Yep.
see that. The last time I went there, it was still 1804. I'm sure.
Yeah, I don't know when they released it, so I can't tell you.
Okay. I'll have a look.
But there's also a cool feature in 1804.1, which is there's a complaint that a lot of people had with Decaying Live, where when you had your project file set up and you imported a video, it didn't adjust the project file, the project settings to that video. It would just you would do all this editing and then you realize, oh, the last second it's the wrong thing and the frames per second are messed up or something. They now have a feature where it will automatically detect and switch to that profile setting.
Right.
So that is nice, although it's not turned on by default. So if you want to use that, turn it on.
Yeah.
They should turn it on by default.
Well, guys, I am headed out I gotta show. Can I do a last word, Rocco? And it's Destination
It
Linux
is not
tomorrow?
pumpkin time.
Yeah, you can do a last word.
About 5 minutes.
Do your last word.
Destination Linux tomorrow. Catch it live, man. See you guys.
Rocking.
See you, Ryan.
See you, Ryan.
See you, Ryan.
See you, Ryan.
Night.
Bye, Das Apple.
You're gonna pay for that, Matt. You are so gonna pay for that.
What is he gonna do? Troll me some more?
Yeah.
Maybe that's troll right back. So that doesn't-
He just trolled your connection to stop talking.
Yep.
He roboed you.
Reboot.
So, Colin, I'm disappointed in you, though, man.
Why is
I'm happy for you that you like GNOME, but I'm disappointed that you're not hopping anywhere.
Oh no, I've got 13 partitions on this one here. That's fine.
Lucky number.
What did you install last?
Voyager. 1804.
Voyager.
Yep. And they're rocking a special. They've tweaked the XF dashboard in that, and they've done quite a nice job of it. So I don't like their wallpaper. It's a bit hard on the eyes, but Voyager's an XFC. XFC. It's from France, I believe. It's from France, and they have tweaked the XF dashboard, and it's quite nice. It's a bit like the GNOME overlay, but it doesn't have all the menus that the normal XF dashboard has. It just brings up an overlay like GNOME, and it's. I haven't really gone into it yet, but it's not a bad little distro. It has a lot of little tweaks with the on either side where you can turn off your Wi-Fi and stuff on the computer, so it works pretty well. So not a bad little distro. Yeah.
PC and Jonas, you two guys look like you're sitting in the same room now, by the way. Very dark.
Am I a bit dark, am I?
No,
No, you're not too
No, it just so happened when you left, all of a sudden the windows shifted and they're side by side and the darkness is in the middle and it looked like they were
Oh, is that right?
Oh, we turned the
Oh,
light
you
on.
ruined it now.
Oh.
I just want to say I'm really disappointed that Dustgeek isn't here because he wanted me to be extreme. I actually, I'm back from installing Ubuntu Budgie.
What?
Wow.
Did you really?
That is extreme. Midstream.
Sorry.
He installs Ubuntu Budgie.
Just wanted to let you guys know. I thought it was worth it.
Nice.
I'm gonna finish setting up. I'll see you guys later.
All right.
See you, man.
Today, enjoy your shuffling.
Chicken, what's your last word?
Elementary. Yes, elementary.
Shock and surprise.
Not at all.
By the way, he uses Ubuntu Budgie.
Until he jumps back to elementary.
Yeah,
of course.
The guy hops more than any of us, I think.
I think he hops more than any of us and all of us combined.
I don't know. Colin does a pretty good job at it, but that's why I said I was disappointed because I haven't heard nothing. I count on
you
that.
don't need to hop when you got 13 partitions. You can just install it. You just hop from the menu at the start.
Well, I had Ubuntu installed and Kubuntu and now Budgie, and I don't know which video to do first.
Wait, stop the presses. Rocco's actually doing a video.
What do you mean? What do you mean? I used to do videos all the time, but not anymore.
No term used to dreams now.
Hey, with the podcast and this and everything else.
Oh, I
got the podcast and the this and the that.
It's nice.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, right?
So, Michael, what's your excuse for the not on time thing?
Cricket.
You don't see a clock in the room, do you?
I do 2 podcasts every week and occasionally some other video.
No. You do 2 podcasts a week.
I do 2 podcasts a week. I do.
No, you do a podcast.
You might as well leave off the occasionally do a video.
I do Destination Linux and my podcast. So that's 2 podcasts. I mean, technically, I only show up for one of them, but that's Still.
Derek, what's this I hear with you with Lunduk? Huh? What's this I hear with you with Lunduk?
No, I made a video criticizing him a little bit on his recent decision to lock all his content away behind Patreon.
I defended him a little
Because he doesn't want to hear anybody's comments about him.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut there.
Well, it's kind of interesting because Brian and I have talked before. He's actually one of my patrons too, so having to make a negative video about him was a little weird. But he's pretty cool with it. I don't know. He's been conversing with me through email here in the last couple of days. He wants to talk it out on video. So
He's gonna hug it out, actually.
Yeah.
But if you look at his Patreon page as well, it's gone up from just about $5 over 3,000. He's now on 3,250 a month.
Oh yeah.
So it's going up. Whatever he wanted to do is working.
Yeah.
For now.
Financially, I'm sure it's a big win for him, but I don't know. I didn't like, you're offering all your content for free, and then all of a sudden one day, all these 50,000 subscribers he's got, hey, everything's locked away unless you pay me at least $2. You're never getting any of my videos again.
Right.
And then he's using Patreon. I'm not really sure if Patreon's the right platform to be doing this kind of thing on either. Because it's really meant for donations, not as a content locker.
No, it's not.
I was watching a young
The
kid. I don't know-
Patreon people even say it's not for just donations.
I don't know if any of you know Pizza Loving Nerd. He's only about 11, 12 years old. I think he's subscribed to TOS. He was expressing his disappointment because he doesn't have the money to watch his content.
And that was one of my biggest complaints is anybody that's financially disadvantaged, mainly children, because you have to be 18 to use PayPal and have a credit card. He basically just told everybody under the age of 18, you can never watch my videos again. I don't like that. I think that's a bad move
for people outside the U.S. as well, because Eli, the computer guy, had similar feedback, similar comments, and his compromise, his meet in the middle was, after this many videos of a threshold, I will start releasing them, once a week or whatever onto my channel. So those who aren't able to, afford my content, or they don't have a means to pay, they can still see what I'm doing.
Yeah.
It's a meet in the middle kind of thing, but at the same time, I know it's really hard for content creators right now. So some of them are having to make some tough decisions.
Yeah. And my 20-minute rant was kind of a really negative video. I really didn't like making it, but I felt compelled to make it. So.
Oh, that's understandable.
So what would you suggest he would use rather than Patreon?
Well, I thought the model he was using was working well for him. But I just don't like the idea of locking all your content away. If you want to do an extra show for your patrons, that's fine. Or give them a little perk,
Yeah, there's some podcasts that I'm on that are not Linux podcasts. One of them is True Crime. And they have their weekly podcast everybody gets, and then they have the special stuff that if you're a Patreon patron, then you get that at no extra cost.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if you want a particular one, then you have to go to iTunes and pay the 99 cents and download it. Yeah. I think that's a perfect model. That's a good model. Yeah.
So he's got, these 50,000 subscribers. They watch his Thursday show is his biggest show called Linux Thursday. Wednesday night, he announced it was no longer going to be available except to his patrons. So if you were subscribed to his channel and were waiting for his Thursday show, you got a 2-minute clip on Thursday. Basically, 1 2-minute highlight from the show. If you wanted to watch the rest, here's the link to the Patreon page.
Mm-hmm.
I hate to say it, and maybe it's not a good comparison, but it sounds like a Microsoft move. You build up your.
It kind of. Force it through. Oh, it's not a bad analogy.
He probably learned that while he worked at Microsoft.
Yeah, he did work at Microsoft.
So.
It's probably he probably learned when he open source Illumination software creator, then a month later closed sourced it again.
But it's kind of like his whole
happened too.
Is producing vaporware, where he promises his stuff and it never evolves.
But
you build up your audience and your subscriber list, and then you turn around and you twist their arm to
But when he did this, he is getting beat up. It got so bad on his channel, he had to disable all comments on his videos.
Good.
Because he was getting hundreds of downvotes on every video of his, and people were just saying some vile, nasty stuff in the comments to the point where he really had to disable the comments because it was obscene stuff. So
yeah, there's really no reason for that either, though.
Yeah.
I agree.
You don't need to do that. If you don't agree, you just don't watch. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
exactly.
Or just say, I don't like what you're doing,
right?
And that's it. You don't have to make vile comments. I mean, I made comments to people where I think that what you're doing is wrong, or I don't approve of it, and lost my viewing or whatever it is. But you don't have to get nasty and foul about it. But that, unfortunately, is like the way YouTube gets.
Yeah, and for some content creators, the toxicity of the YouTube community over stuff like that is actually part of the reason why they're leaving.
Well, he mentions he wants to get away from YouTube, decouple himself from Google and YouTube, which none of us want to be on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, where do you go?
What is your alternative?
You go where the people are.
Patreon is not a media platform. That's weird to go to Patreon. That's not what that was designed for.
Do we have any like platforms that are totally like free and open source, like Archive? Is it, or does they have proper?
I mean, Archive actually has is a platform you can post videos on and stuff. Yeah. So you can't
but it's not where the people are.
Yeah. That becomes the issue.
Yeah. I mean, your content can be there, but if the people aren't there, then it's not worth it.
Yeah, that's chicken and egg problem.
YouTube is the only place where the people are. That's not going to change anytime soon.
Yeah, if you want eyes on the videos you're making, you have to be on YouTube. So
yes,
absolutely.
Yeah.
It's the chicken or the egg problem.
And then everybody uses Google. The biggest search engines, Google. You know what videos appear the most in Google? YouTube videos. So
Yep.
YouTube.
Yeah, well,
I mean, it is what it is, but like,
Well, I think
there's no good right or wrong answers here either. It's I don't know.
Well, I think this afternoon on the Late Night Linux Telegram group, oh my God, they really, and I had to say I did it, put my little 2 cents in, which is pretty much like what I had said the other evening to Matt, but that was on the Telegram group. Mm-hmm. But yeah, they went on for comment after comment. It was like about 200 comments on 150 comments on Lunduke going to pay only, putting up a paywall.
Oh.
Yeah, because that's a lot of subscribers to all of a sudden, pull this on. I mean, that's...
And they have like 800 people subscribed to their Telegram group.
Yeah.
Late Night Linux. So, yeah, there was big rants.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't blame him. I think what he did was kind of sucky. But he's looking at it as, he sees it as a cash cow.
Well, he wants to make a living doing this. I don't blame him for that. But, like, he gets a lot of views on YouTube. He makes a little money with the YouTube ads. He's got show sponsors. I mean, he spends a lot of his show shilling these sponsors he's got. Now you're asking for donations through Patreon. Now you're forcing people to subscribe through Patreon. It's a little too much.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I bet he's going to lose all of the sponsors if he does that.
Yeah. But no, the little 2-minute clip he put on YouTube includes the sponsors.
Yeah, that was
not right.
Wow.
That was one of the things I mentioned in the comments, that if he's going to do this, he really should consider dropping the Patreon and dropping the sponsors, and go purely independent and find some way to meet people in the middle so that you don't lose all your fan base. I mean, the ones who are going to leave are going to leave. You can't do anything about it. But I also try to take a step back and look at it from a more holistic point of view, as far as like, okay, he lives in the Seattle area,
Portland,
roughly. I don't know. I'm guessing
he lives in Portland. Yeah.
Okay, so what's the rough estimate cost of living there? What's rent normally run? Plus other bills.
It's a lot higher.
The majority of people who do YouTube are not full-time YouTubers.
Yeah. So I mean, and then without knowing what his other income situations are like, I'm not about to ask. That's his personal stuff. But there's other things to consider. All I know is is $3,000 enough to live a decent life in Seattle with a family, plus other stuff. And
I don't think so.
Yeah, so I try to look at it from that perspective, and that I can understand. Now, I think he could have done it or announced it a little better.
Well, I mean, $3,000 is just a Patreon.
Yeah, I mean, he's still got his show sponsors.
I'm aware. There's other sources of income.
But it is also his content, and I don't think we I don't think we should even be looking at the price to say 3,000 or any number. If that's what he feels he can get for his content, then so be it. You know what I mean?
I mean, I don't
do what he wants to do.
I mean, if he can get 10,000 for his content, that's great. You know what I mean? I don't think we should be saying, well, if he gets a certain amount, then he's going overboard.
So his number.
I was just saying there was a little more. I don't actually care that he did this. Like it doesn't affect me. I don't watch anyway. So
Yeah, I haven't watched it in a while either.
So, I mean, from a math standpoint, if you're looking at his 49,000 subscribers or so, and he's set it at $2 a hit to enter the channel, he only needs to retain 3% of the subscribers to maintain what he has. 3 people in 100. So this is a calculated move. Lunduk's a smart guy. It's a calculated move. He wants to try to make some cash. That's fine. But
Since he announced this, he's lost 2,000 subscribers because he was over 50.
Everybody's leaving. Yeah,
and yet his money's gone up.
Yeah,
because some people don't want to subscribe. The people that already are, and this is really a subscription now, right? So people that have subscribed aren't going to not subscribe because they were already doing it anyway. And the people who were doing it for free or ad supported or whatever, the people who were watching without a subscription, well, a certain percentage of them will want to maintain the subscription. $200, that's only 100 people out of 49,000.
Yeah.
So, he's got scale, and that's what he looked at. He's got scale on YouTube to make himself a little money on the side. Well, I mean, does it suck? I don't know. If you like his videos, I guess it sucks. Did he take all the old stuff down?
No, I think all the old stuff is there. It's just everything going forward. You're not getting.
So everything he's produced up to date that was free is still free.
Yeah.
And his stuff going forward. I guess there's a choice for people.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have to pay Patreon, do you? At the end of the day, it's people's choice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really.
I mean, if you want it, then you would. Yeah.
Well, if if people have signed on, it is $2. That's only 100 people, according to Zeb's research and my really crappy calculator.
His subscription with the Patreon subscription. Let's say you sign up. Is that like $2 a month, $2 a week?
Month.
Yeah. Whatever you want to do, but
whatever you say you want to pay per month.
Yeah, his structure is month. I think that there's other options you can do if you wanted to. You could do it per item that you release, which is
you can do per video if you wanted. Yeah.
Yeah. I actually hate that system when people do it. Like if someone makes 2 videos a month, it kind of makes sense that they have that on the video thing. But if they make like one every day, like no, that's excessive.
Gaming the system there.
Yep.
But if he wants to do it, that's it's up to him. It's fine.
Yeah.
I don't care. So
I don't
like
either.
I said, it's his content, so he can do whatever he wants with it, and you have the choice to either go with it or not.
And don't worry, he's going to change his mind at some point anyway. Just like the last Linux sucks video, he said it's the last one ever, and then there's another one.
Yeah. Well, then when he started out, I'm going to be doing
a paywall.
A Linux video every single day, daily Linux, and now it's once a week.
Well, he might change his mind because of the feedback he's gotten. That may be why he wants to do a show discussing it, is because, he really needs to explain himself better, because the first time he explained it wasn't.
But Derek, you have to have a conversation with him and find out, is this show going to be behind a paywall?
Yeah, it will be. I do his show.
Yeah, it will be.
Yeah.
So who sees all of it?
He's willing to do a show with me, on YouTube. I mean, he could come on my show. He's willing to do that too. So it's not like he's hiding behind Patreon. I mean, he would do both if I asked him.
Oh no, I'm just kidding. You should put yours behind a paywall though.
Yeah,
that particular episode only.
Yeah.
Actually, you should do it on tuxdigital.com.
That's fine too.
We could do that. You can moderate.
Yeah, I'll be the moderator for sure.
I was telling the guys last night, I think when I read his tweet, I so wanted to just put a reply on there saying, send me $1 and I'll tell you what I really think.
if nothing else, just be like $5. Listen to DistroTube convince Lunduk to change his mind. Don't miss it.
Yeah, I'm not expecting to change anybody's mind.
Nah, it's just the clickbait title, man.
Yeah.
You won't believe number 3.
No, the only one that's
do
gonna
clickbait though, does it?
Someone has a very loud keyboard.
Not me. I'm not saying.
That's a really nice mechanical keyboard. Who's it?
The cat was saying hi to everybody.
Oh yeah, my cats are part of the comic relief here. There are several of them.
So, Barb, I've installed Ubuntu Mate on another computer I've got here, and it's actually running really well. Everything works the way it should. So, it's
Isn't
the
it
hardware.
nice?
It's the hardware on my laptop that just does not like Ubuntu Mate at all. So it's really weird. But on this other one, fine, beautiful.
Oh, to me, it runs beautifully. I'm a happy non-distro hopper.
I've been wanting to make a video on Mate since it was released, but I haven't been able to because I'm not making a video of, panels that disappear and stuff. It's just not. Doesn't justify.
Okay, sure, Rocco.
Yeah.
I'm not
Wow.
talking pixels here, Michael.
Okay.
I saw Ryan got himself an IC dock, and it's different than the one that you have, right, Michael? Yours does individual power ups on the
Yeah.
Right?
Did he use my touchstores.com/Amazon link to get it?
I wouldn't know about that.
He didn't use my Amazon link to get it either, Michael.
Well, that's rude.
Yeah, it is.
I'm trying to decide. I want to get one so bad, but I'm trying to decide: do I want one that can just individually power up the drives and leave them off when I'm not using them, or do I want one where
do it?
Well, I'm making a video for that one to see, like, to show you what the benefits of that are.
Wait. Michael was going to make an Icy Dock video.
Yeah. Put it on the list.
Way back there, and Ryan bought one and got his video out already.
Yeah, but mine is going to be. So anyway,
when it comes out, it's going to be great.
Here's time going forward. Here's Michael still staying.
What?
I mean, you put 4 SSDs in there, or sit like they got one that got 6. If you put them in there and they're booting all the time, and do you want to have them always booting all the time? I know you could have the choice of what you want to boot into.
I don't
I kind of like the
having.
idea of being able to shut the power off and just have them sit there when you're not using them.
I have the
prefer that
one with
much
the
more.
power buttons, Joe. It's better.
It's
Hey,
better.
where can I buy one of these IC docks, Michael?
touchshield.com/Amazon.
Don't forget.
Derek, he doesn't need any encouragement, just so you know.
I try to help him out every
I appreciate
Michael,
it, Derek.
You never put my Amazon link out there.
That's true.
Okay. Did you get around to installing?
But you don't have an
Pop-OS?
easy one to say, though.
No, I don't. I gotta get one. I
The
gotta
one
get
you get with the power buttons though only has 4 bays versus 6, correct?
4 bays. Yeah.
4, yeah.
See, if they had a 6 bay, it'd be nice because I'd like to take my 4 terabyte out of there and put 2 1 terabyte or 2 terabyte
Joe,
storage
it's simple.
drives.
Just buy 2.
Huh?
Just buy 2 of them.
Yeah, it's true. But see, I only have 6 SATAs on my motherboard for one thing, and I do have a DVD drive in there that I do use on occasion. But I
You use
also
a
have a
DVD
portable
drive?
one, so that could come out.
You use a DVD drive?
I do from time to time, yeah.
I use. Remember I told you.
But I have a portable one, so it's a moot point. I can pull the terminal out. I'm sorry, what'd you say, Colin?
Uh-oh.
I still have one in my laptop.
Nah, so I was
DVD drive.
telling them that people
You
use DVD drives.
Mine's actually a Blu-ray/DVD drive.
Rocco,
And-
did you
and you
install
use it?
Pop-OS? Rocco?
I'm ignoring that
Yes,
comment, Colin.
Yes, I do.
But I'll have to thank you for the link you put in. I think it was Destination Linux, wasn't it? Thank you very much for that.
Yep.
Much appreciated.
Yep. No, I didn't get back around to it. I've been,
That's fine.
doing
It,
other goofy stuff.
The Pop Store has Pop Picks. Have you seen that? Pop
Shop.
It has it's a Pop Shop. No, it's a Pop Shop, isn't it? It has Pop Picks, not Top Picks.
And what is Pop Picks?
It's like the top picks.
Oh
but it's
my
Pop
gosh.
But it's
Really?
popping. It's pop shop.
Picks. And it pops. It's popping, I'm telling you.
You can take things too far,
After that string, I want to check my headphones, make sure they're still working.
Hey, Rocco, this IC dock you have, is it the 4 drive or 6 drive version?
4.
4.
I can send you a link for the actual
You could
one.
just check the chat, right? It has a link to the thing.
Tux Digital. I got it. Okay, thanks.
And he's doing it on your own chat, on your own stream on Zoom.
Yeah, he is.
To be fair, I was the one that showed Rocco, so I was the origination of finding this thing.
He was the originator.
He's just trying to make a buck. He's like Brian Lundu.
He's always
How dare
trying
you, sir?
to make a buck.
How dare you, sir?
Pistols at dawn.
Yeah, off of Biddle Street.
That link's going behind a paywall now.
Okay.
You'll still put it out there.
Great, actually.
That'll be $2, please, to click on my link.
He probably would get $2 if I bought his icy dock.
Yep.
Yeah, actually might.
Well, there's an 8-bay one too if you want to have 8.
Would that fit in the slot? The 8-bay one, or is that too?
It's a 5 1/4 bay, 5 1/4 inch bay.
Is it? It's not an 8. I think it's a 6.
No, there's a here. I'm putting a link in there right now. It's,
All right,
it's awfully big.
don't click it yet. Let me make a link for touches.com.
You could make a link for my Amazon link. Michael.
I would, but I don't have. You don't
I
give me
gave
access
it
to
to you.
destinationlinux.org link.
I gave it to you.
The second link I just put in, which is meshing with the first one, is the one that Ryan has, but only the 6-bay version. And that one's nice
Really?
for the door. Like I've got the door that closes, but like we talked about, Michael, you said that even with mine, if I recess it back a little bit because there's that much thickness of the front bezel, I should be able to.
Yeah, there's a slight. I should probably just show you. There's like this much, like very little.
Yeah,
Almost
which
like you
is
should do a
about the
review.
thickness of my bezel. So,
Nice.
because I've got to define R5
So it's
K.
annoying that that's where your tattoo. Someone's, tell you,
Yeah. Well, I just put the link in if anybody wants to go there. It's not Tux Digital's link. I think I'm going to remove Tux Digital's link.
Whoa.
I wouldn't do that.
When his name is creepy.
You just did.
I didn't remove it.
Oh,
I didn't remove it.
IC dock filled? Have you got hard drives filled up in your IC dock?
Yeah, there's
Every
4. I took my DVD drive out that I never used and put the IC dock in it. So now I got 4 SATAs, 4 SSDs in there.
What size?
Just regular SSDs.
No,
You
how
mean
big,
what size?
do
It
you
doesn't.
want?
It doesn't really matter. It'll take anything.
So this could be a big snowball.
20 gig 250s.
Yeah, 250, 500 gig.
I have 2 512s and one 1 terabyte and one 120.
I know I was
Because,
looking for a 3.5 dock. I thought I put in where the DVD was at, but they only support like this. I got a 4 terabyte, and the one that I saw only supports up to 3. So that's why I thought if I could get a 6-bay dock in there and get keep 2 of them I'll put 2.5 inch mechanicals in there, maybe 1 or 2 terabyte each. Then I'm covered, and I could get rid of the other 4 terabyte that's in there.
Well, I also got another IC dock that just handles the one regular 5
That's
and
the
quarter.
Orico.
Yeah, that's it. The Orico, not the IC dock.
Orico Drive Bay.
Suave.
That is very nice as well. If you have a regular spinning drive, it only holds one drive, but it you can remove it the same way.
Right.
I don't really distro hop enough to need one. I don't think so.
We'll change that, Derek.
Yeah. This could be a snowball for you, Rocco, because you could split all those drives and you could have like 10 different partitions on each drive. There's like 40 Linux distros you could have at any option at any time.
So in Rocco's case, that means 40 different problems with each distribution.
My luck, I would blow all of them up at one time, and I would have nothing.
Grub install would take like an hour.
Hey, right?
I think Grub would get broken because it wouldn't know what to do.
I like
Krober would just have a cow.
I like Lamer's idea in chat.
That just makes me wonder how many different
Mr. Calculate is in the chat.
Michael, did you see Lamer's idea in chat? He
Go
said
for
it.
it, Rob.
He
I
said
think
we
that
should
is a
get
terrible idea,
We should
and
get a
I-
Nightbot to ban people for saying Tux Digital Duck.
In fact, it should reward them with extra links, is what it should do.
Extra Patreon links.
There you go.
English Bob's in the house.
EB, can you join us and give us the G-rated version of your calculate?
Rocco, that's like asking me to give a G-rated version of any of my content.
Yeah, Matt, your ratings are obscene, really obscene, and painful for my ears.
Mm-hmm.
So be
One big
Now,
something like that.
EB does very fine, very nice trucking videos, especially when he's driving nice big American trucks.
Mm-hmm.
America.
Right. That's the way we do it.
I liked his swinging snowman in the window the other day, right before Calculate melted down. I was thinking, I wonder how many GPU cycles that baby's taking up, just swinging back and forth off the mirror. It
like
looked
when he shows,
awesome.
like, the girl, when he shows the girl riding in the passenger seat. That's really funny too.
Yeah. He's gonna get himself flagged again.
I bet you his truck can hold a 44-ounce Mountain Dew.
I would hope so.
The other day he was trying to decide should she have tights on or not.
PG-13 already.
Yeah, right. Already going downhill. He's not even on here, and it's going downhill.
How did I become the safe for work one over at EB?
Fradam asked if there was a page that is introducing everyone in the video, and there's not a page for everybody. But
I think it's at tuxdigital.com/Amazon.
There. All right, that's it. I'm getting a Nightbot to ban the people.
Wow.
There is not a page, Fradam, to do that specifically, but maybe when we do our last word, everybody can give their channels out or whatever. Or some of you guys don't have channels, but you can give whatever you want out.
Yeah, we probably need to do that more often. I see sometimes people in the comments mention they don't know who any of us are because we never even comment about what our channels. So.
Who are you people?
Yeah.
They're just random YouTube people.
Really want to know us, okay?
It's like the weirdest collection of people.
Why is my computer talking to me?
I guess EB's not going to come in. That's killing me.
Like, hey, why is that guy talking to that box with lights?
EB's probably still compiling. He'll be on.
Nah, he's done with that, dude. He's done with that.
Oh, he went back. To
EB's gone back to peppermint.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, he's on
Yeah.
peppermint.
About an hour after Surge fixed it.
Really?
Oh, wait. He's here. EB.
Hey!
EB in the house.
It's the wire.
Mr.
EB is going to be the last word.
Hello there, English Bob.
English Bob, did you keep up with your channel? Because Surge has fixed your problem. Not that I'm rubbing it in.
I think he's got non-PG fixes to say to use it.
PG-13.
That'll be a first if EB's going to keep quiet. And the good thing is he can hear me, but he can't sort out his mic yet.
Yeah, he can.
He's even shaking his head. Yep. That look is awesome.
And as soon as he gets his mic working, I'm going off because it's 5:30.
Did you notice that the Jaguar that the new Royal couple drove off in was electric, and it's probably powered by Linux? And I don't know if it's peppermint or not, but you'll have to check on that yourself, buddy.
EB's got the most sarcastic eye roll I've ever seen, I reckon.
I feel like I'm watching a silent movie. It's like Buster Keaton making his going to jump off a train or something here in a minute.
But it's so entertaining.
I was going to say, who converts a
You need to
vintage
make a video
1960s
English boy.
Jaguar? Oh, well, I guess I know the answer to that one now.
EB, I want the G-rated version of Calculate Linux.
Good evening, everybody. How are we?
Good evening.
Hello.
It's a delight and an honour to see such distinguished ladies and gentlemen, all being so kind to the wonderful EB.
But first, a rant on Pulse Audio.
I can't even say that. All I got to do is look at you.
The G-rated version. Wow.
The G-rated version.
I had a wonderful, wonderful week last week on a beautiful distro called Calculate. And we all know that Calculate Linux is built and based off of Gen 2, the pinnacle of anybody's desktop Linux experience. However, I had one little issue. I got Calculate exactly how I wanted it, with the kind assistance of Big Zebedee Boss there, and of course the lovely Sergey. And live on stream, I decided to do what I say on this show every time I come on. When you have a big red button that says, don't do it, don't touch it, don't do it. I decided to do it live, and it went bang. And I was incredibly hacked off, to say the least. A week's worth of work gone down the black hole. Yes, I know. Aidan did fix it very, very quickly. And yes, I am now back on the peppermint. It was a wonderful learning curve for me. And I go back to Zeb's original comment. Calculate and Gen 2 ain't all that. By the way, outside air temperature here is around about 12 degrees C. It's very, very nice, and I will refrain from any expletives as it's a peak. Go. Other than that, all is good in the world. So, how are you all doing? What's the topic this evening?
Just waiting for your reaction.
I've been waiting 120 minutes for that.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I hope you weren't disappointed. Yes, I'm back on the peppermint. I'm on a special edition. It's, of course, Peppermint 8 Chiron edition. And I had to giggle because Jim Atlaw posted under a video, why is it called Chiron? And Zeb absolutely killed me because it's got a picture of a Chiron on the desktop. And I absolutely melted. Two reasons it's called Chiron. If you look at the back of any Bugatti Chiron, what's the logo on the boot? Does anybody know?
No.
Let me just go down to the garage. Hang on.
Yeah, in your dreams, Zeb. In your fantasies. Of course, it's EB, isn't it? And it's a real cool EB logo. Plus, I've also added about 10 cool tweaks to my Pep 8, which makes it run quicker than Calculate Breaking. So, there you go. That's why it's called the Chiron edition.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry.
My only question is can I put a 44-ounce Mountain Dew in a Chiron?
I thought that's what the DVD drives were for.
Oh, DVD drive tray cannot hold one. Trust me.
Cup holder.
He's tried. That's why you can trust him.
It can't hold the 18-ounce coffee here. It's not going to handle the 44-ounce Mountain Dew.
Neither can your truck, though. So
it's just a series of 6 little tweaks, which, if you install one after the other, make it run like you've got a dose of berry, and it's fantastic. And I'll do a video later on in the week, PG rated, and it's just simple little things like adding wrappers to sudo apt-get, which pulls, your updates and your packages from 5 simultaneous sources rather than one. Just little tiny tweaks like that, but it makes it run so fast. It's amazing. Anyway, there you go.
Are you going to end your videos now in the future? When you can't calculate, there's always Pep 8.
No, I'm not going to pour any hate on Calculate because actually I learned quite a lot from Calculate.
If there's a big red button, don't click enter.
That's like the fire alarm key in the hallway in high school. You weren't supposed to touch that either.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's never update. Yeah.
But we expand and learn by doing. You can read all the textbooks in the world, but there's nothing like doing, is there? Excuse me. So, you know, if you want me to keep it PG, which I'm really fighting here, no,
I fight it every time.
You know, if I can't be myself, if you want me to be utterly PG, then of course one will endeavour to attain. So back onto the royal wedding. Did everybody enjoy?
Yeah. Well, how much did you watch? All day long, or?
No, hardly any of it. I had to listen to it on the radio because I was working. I had to go and pick up the High Sheriff of Leicester's mother from a place called Wiltshire, which is right next to Stonehenge, and bring her up to a huge royal bash that was happening up here. So, and I've got to take her back home today, actually. So I didn't get a chance to watch it. I listened to it, but I did get a chance to watch the FA Cup final, which I thought was about as thrilling as having Calculate Linux Brick.
I don't even know who won. Who won, Evie?
Chelsea 1-0. It was
right.
duller. It really was. It was worse than theming Q4 OS. It really was.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, lovely to see you all. I'm glad you. By the way, fantastic content for Derek. Really enjoying your content, buddy. Keep it coming.
Thanks, Steve.
Rocco, Destination Linux stuff, fabulous. Zeb, oh, how cool is it? See Zeb doing his Burberry chav trucking. How cool is that? Of course, I've been really enjoying Daz Google's content. Where's Daz?
It is now DOS Apple.
Right, okay. I've also, for those of you that have not been on my stream of late, I've also updated Nightbot, who I have to say is the most popular person in my chat at the minute. And there's quite a few additions to Nightbot. Try and advertise and promote different channels. I think one of them says, go to Tux Digital, the best 5-hour live stream. That's on there.
I did see that today.
Amazing. You did say PG, guys. I'm struggling, but you did say PG. And last but not least, by any means, Dolphin. Absolutely loving your MX content. Always enjoy your videos, dude. So please keep the content coming.
Well, coming from the master, that's a high praise. Thank you.
Well, that's very kind of you, but right now you've all trod in better things as I'm trying to stay PG.
Painful, isn't it?
It's like putting a pint in front of a man and telling him he can't drink it.
No, he just needs to be himself. Do you? Just do you.
I can't know. I'm honoured to be surrounded by such distinguished ladies and gentlemen. By the way, Barbara, lovely to see you on the show, my duck. I hope you all. I hope you enjoyed it. Fabulous. You see my hand shaking here because I'm trying to PG.
Withdrawal.
Your anxiety level's going up.
I was going to say, Rocco, and you're concerned about me.
Yes.
Careful. Next comes the involuntary twitches.
Oh, sorry.
Right there.
Just one other shout out. I'm really enjoying some of the stuff that Toss is doing. And Joe, it's lovely to see you and Colin and Derek and that. Nice little cheeky show that. So keep it going. Lovely to see our Joe on there.
Thank you. Well,
Nice.
you know that he's winding up just like this show started out. It was one night that Rocco, you did a live stream and said anybody wants to jump in, and then it grew to this. And it's kind of like that's what's happening with this.
Well, the original plan was to do live streams on a different distro every week. That was the original plan, and then I just did it live one night. It was just me, and then I forget who the first person to join was, and then it just grew from there. So.
Don't get me wrong, I still think this and Destination Linux are the best shows on the web, bar none. And I'll say it to people's faces and behind the backs. But I do also think it's a bumper time at the minute for Linux content and live streams, and I think it's lovely for people to be able to get the fixes across different ones. However, I do have one single question for you all. If you think I'm struggling here to be PG, what on earth has happened to Mr. Landduke?
I'm just gonna.
We were just talking about that before you got here, man.
My God, has somebody handed him the Acme book of how to trash your YouTube channel in one of his Oh my God. Wow.
Wile E. Coyote, yes.
Yes.
Wow.
Well,
But apart-
he definitely lost some subscribers, but he gained some patrons, so I guess he's winning in the end.
Yeah. Oh well. Good luck to him. I hope he enjoys.
Well, you said, Evie, on your last video that everything is going to be 100% free.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I guess everybody has that choice of what they want to do. And he's making the choice that he wants to charge for his content. And I guess it's his content, so he can do whatever he wants. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I totally get that. And I don't have a problem with that. But he was comparing himself to Hulu and Netflix. And I mean, really? Really? It's a YouTube channel.
And
really?
my point in my vid was he's not even that big of a YouTuber. I mean, so you got 49,000 subscribers. That's really small for a YouTube channel. I mean, compared to, like,
I mean, he's not exactly PewDiePie, is he? With
no, not even
close. I mean, really. And not only that, at the end of the day, I mean, don't get me wrong, I've been down that route before. I've sat here sometimes and thought, wow, you know what? Wouldn't it be so great to be able to make a living just doing YouTube videos all day? But then you need a reality check. Yep. And you chat, and Zeb certainly does that with size 9s on, which is great. And actually, what's the point of you being here? To help others. And, and when you immerse yourself in helping others and the feedback you get back, and the fact that YouTube are just doing everything they can to stop you making money on YouTube, just go free and it removes the issue. Job done.
So here's a question: Is the content that's on the Patreon for Lundig, is that Creative Commons? Because if it is, someone could sign up for his Patreon for $2, create their own Patreon for $1, and just undercut it.
but Michael,
syndication.
This is the joke, right? He's promoting free and open source software. Sorry, is Patreon itself free and open source? You bet your sweet
YouTube's not.
backside it has. Yeah, precisely. Precisely.
Yeah,
but we all come to YouTube because you've got the biggest instant global platform. It's all very well saying, oh, I'm not going to go YouTube. I'm going to use some 2Bob brand new open source platform driven by Calculate Linux. That's fine. Yeah, how many views you got? Yeah, there's 2 on the platform. Good luck with that then. But it's free and open source. Yeah, wow. Okay, whatever. And it might brick now and again, but it's okay.
Mr. Lunduke, he's interviewed Richard Stallman a couple of times on his show. Richard Stallman hates Patreon. So, I mean,
yeah, precisely. So, and he's chosen Patreon. I just think, really, just do it for free. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know things are not free. And if somebody wants to run a Patreon and have a contribution towards the running of a show or the cost of renting a server, I don't have a problem with that. That's fine. No problem at all. But it seems just at the minute that there's so many different things trying to throw up paywalls. You have to pay for everything. Well, I just think, really? But anyway, so any updates on Microsoft Azure Sphere? Has anybody done any further digging on the siphoning your data off to the nth degree operating system?
I heard about it and I was just all like, "Wow, Canonical must be pissed."
Michael, you're muted.
Yeah, Michael's trying to tell you about it, but he can't.
Well, I mean, I was just saying that it's Microsoft by making it has admitted its Linux is better, so that's nice.
No, well, I don't get what I mean. Does anybody actually have the first clue what Azure Sphere is?
Yes, it's a distro based using the Linux kernel. They've modified it, and it is a distro specifically for Internet of Things devices that Microsoft makes. It's not for downloading for anyone to use. It is a connection between their hardware that they're selling to have like an edge device that then uses this software that then connects their services through Azure.
Do you have any idea of how powerful this system is going to be? Because quietly in the background, they've been talking to people like Panasonic, JVC, Sony, Beko, you name it. And what they're doing, the reason they've gone a Linux kernel is that they can provide the client software to all these household bit of kits for free. There's no charge. So your latest Philips Tassimo coffee maker is going to run the client-side version of Azure Sphere, and it'll know how many cups of coffee you drink, what brands you buy, how many times a day you drink the coffee, whereabouts in the house it is. And this is going to be applied to every single device in the average home. Wow.
My Android phone already tells you when I make my coffee in the morning.
Yeah, I bet it does, Derek. Yeah, I'd love to see a copy of that. But anyway, so yeah, it's going to be fantastic to see how many times a day Toss lifts this caddy trunk up. You know what I mean? And hoses it out. It's going to be great.
I guarantee you, Microsoft, Google, Facebook, they know where the bodies are buried. So
yeah, absolutely. I mean, so it's going to be farming data to the nth degree, isn't it? Wow.
I mean, they already do that with Windows. So.
Yeah, they do it with everything. I mean, that's the other thing that makes me laugh about privacy. Everybody keeps banging on about privacy. Really? I think, did we lose privacy about 60 years ago? Really?
No. Privacy is very important, and ignoring it is absurd.
These things,
really.
Yeah, here's the best example is if you don't think that if you don't think that people should worry about the right to privacy because their privacy is already gone, then you shouldn't have any problem with you should be ignoring the right to freedom of speech because you have nothing to say.
Absolute tosh. Sorry, I'm not having that.
Yeah.
Those two statements are so far apart.
No, they're not.
If you want to keep silent and you've got nothing to say, doesn't mean you have to care about your privacy.
No, it's about the right of privacy, and to just say outright that people shouldn't care about privacy. That's what I'm saying. Like, people should care. Because if you choose to not care for yourself,
Michael,
that's reverse.
They should care, right? But the whole privacy thing is a fantasy. Nobody has privacy.
Right.
Well, there's no such thing as absolute privacy. No.
Precisely. So the whole thing is a fantasy.
Yeah, but
the truth is out there.
Well, I mean, you could be a hermit and live in a cave. That's totally privacy.
But I get what people English Bob, but I do get what people what their concerns are. That just because all of your information is out there doesn't mean you should stop trying to stop them from getting it. Yeah. Right. Otherwise. Right. They will just have they'll know your every single, they'll know when you put your socks on, they'll know when you pull your underpants up, they know when you walk the cat in the garden or whatever. There has to be someone somewhere saying enough is enough.
Equifax has been doing this for years. The credit agencies in the United States, at least, have been doing this for so long, it predates everything. They know more about where I live than I do.
Well, the other day I was going to say, like with this, okay?
That's a different problem.
Have you ever had a cell phone, you say butt dial, you put it in your pocket and all of a sudden it dials somebody. Well, the other day I get out of the car, I went somewhere with my wife, she went to go look at a property or whatever, and we knew the people who were there. So I get out, I put this in my pocket, you see the screen's off, it's out, right? It's 5 to 7 minutes. I'm standing there, we're talking, and all of a sudden my wife's phone starts ringing. She pulls out and she goes, "Why are you calling me?" So I'm not calling you. My hands are out. I'm talking to her 5-7 minutes. And all of a sudden, the phone calls her for no reason. And the other thing, too, is how many times do you think you go in the doctor's office and you got your phone in your pocket? What do you think they're listening to there? So much for HIPAA.
You want to know what's really weird, Joe? Is when you got your phone in your pocket, it's a hot day, and your leg's just a little bit sweaty, and all of a sudden, Rocco's voice comes out of it. It's on a podcast. That is like freaky when you're standing in Subway waiting for your sandwich, and all of a sudden you got Friday's podcast happening in your pocket.
I didn't know where you were going with that, Dolphin.
The lady in front of you, all I want's my club sandwich, and the lady in front of me is like, "Sir, your phone is on. I think you're on a call."
Your pocket is talking to you.
Your pocket's talking to you.
You should have said, "Hey, did you hear Destination Linux?"
Well,
I have this vision where you're ordering your sandwich and then all of a sudden English Bob's voice is erupting from your phone.
That would be truly terrifying, but yeah.
Especially if it was the Calculate video.
That would have been awesome, though. It would have been so sweet.
So many obscenities.
I I don't know why this is all so amusing to you. I don't get it. I was just sharing a life experience. I'm trying so hard.
Bob, I liked that video so much. I had to go back and watch the replay of the trucking video just to see what happened to you.
I have to say, sales of tenner packs for men went through the roof. That day. I have to say. There were so many people filling the booths.
We should have stayed in line and have Matt's video come on and your
yeah.
Excuse me.
Just to let you all know, my next live stream is how to completely put yourself into a privacy location. And by the way, my wife's just bought an Alexa, so I'm about as secure as anybody's ever going to be.
No, but I do agree that there has to be some pushback. Otherwise, it's just full out. You're giving them everything.
But it's like pushing back against the Borg. It's futile. It's futile. It's nothing more than a gesture.
Well, you can stop buying coffee machines that are connected to the internet. Why do you have to have coffee machines and little household appliances connected to the internet?
So you can control them smartly from your Android phone, which is Linux, of course.
Just plug it in. All you have to do is plug in the pedal.
That requires physical work.
I totally agree with Colin. I wanted a crock pot at the Walmart so bad because you could set it so it would cook on high for 2 hours, and then you can make it so it'll cook on low for 6 more hours. And I really wanted that, but it has to be hooked up to the internet. Why does the heating element have to be hooked up to the internet? Why can't I just hit this button here and this button here and be done with it?
And then what you find, Dolphin, is that you're programming for your slow cooker to cook your lovely meal that you've prepared all morning before you've gone to work. And some little chavvy slacker in North Korea using BDLL hacks your node, and you get home and it's just a little black burnt mound.
You know, that's how it's going to start, right? All the crock pots are going to be destroyed.
Yep.
All the crock pots will be running crypto miners.
Did any of you see that one?
That's how they heat it up.
That's some serious hardware for a crock pot to run crypto miner.
Some guy makes $1 billion. How is that? Well, some guys that are cooking a roast.
That would be perfect for that, though, because you could take all the computing power of it and use it for the crypto miner. Like, you wouldn't need anything else.
And it's while it's cooking, it's also going to be on for hours, so you might as well.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
actually, it runs on heat, right? It's just a slow heat. Slap a video card in there and cook your dinner. You'll be all right.
2 videos.
I'm starting to think about this. This could make it. Never mind. I'll patent that later.
Donald's like, no, can I get MX on it?
Let's just say I'm not going to need a paywall.
Good luck getting into your internet-connected hot tub with the wife of one evening. Yeah, best of luck with that. Did any of you see that video, by the way? I can't remember who the guy was. He unboxed Alexa, put it on, and forgive me, BD, but I've got to say this. And his opening comment to Alexa was, "You're a expletive bitch." And guess what her response was? Well, I can see we're not going to get along, are we? Absolutely hilarious. Guys, I just really? Oh, horrific. Check it out. I'll have to dig the link out. He just bought it, and of course, the first thing he said to it was, "You're a bitch." Well, I can see we're really not going to get along. It was just amazing. Great.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So welcome to your internet-connected world, people. And also, the newer generations are just amazing. Can you imagine, something like a country attacking another country? Can you imagine the response of all the newer generations? The first response, "Oh my God, does this mean McDonald's is going to close? How am I going to get my fast food? Will my app stop working?"
No, that's ridiculous. It's not going to be McDonald's. It's going to be, "Can we selfie this?"
I was just envisioning articles just saying "Internet of Things ruins dinners across the world" or something of that sort.
The world ruined by Alexa. Hey, Alexa.
I was sold. I'm not getting one of them Amazon things because that ever since they had that thing where it would laugh occasionally, like little kids.
Freaky.
It was like freaky, like kids laughing. That's like ghost children. I don't need that. I got enough ghost children in this house. I don't need any new ones.
And the other thing I really don't like about Alexa, and my wife really wants one, is the fact that quite a few people that have seen on YouTube have said that, they've had a conversation with their wives, oh, darling, should we get a brand new Jaguar electric version tomorrow? And then within 5 minutes on the phone, they've got Jaguar adverts. How freaky is that?
And
That
that
is
happens
really
a lot.
creepy. Yeah.
That does happen a lot to a lot of people. Actually.
A bit near the middle, that is.
But the companies maintain it doesn't listen.
Of course it doesn't.
Hey, Alexa is a success. Now let's put it in your home with everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
No.
But how about
What
with
could go
the
wrong?
Google, whatever it is, Google, whatever.
Dot.
Yeah,
Google Voice.
and they've got one
Google
where
Home.
it can video meaningful times in your life, and it decides what it thinks you want to see, and it videos it.
Oh, the camera, the camera
camera
clip
work,
thing.
Who doesn't want algorithmic
That's like-
memories?
I tell you, man.
Don't you want algorithmic memories? That's fantastic.
I tell you,
Yeah.
the amount of convenience we're getting. Apparently, it's too much to decide what memories we want to remember for ourselves.
Yeah,
Yep.
we're like,
It's
no,
I'll tell
I
you,
don't
Corey.
want to unlock my door through my phone. Sorry.
Wait, do you want to have Amazon have it give you automatically unlock your
I was
door
just
so
gonna
they
say
can put a
that.
package
Yeah.
in?
Yes,
Oh
I
my
know.
gosh.
There's another one.
Yeah, no way.
Amazon started that, and they actually
Yeah.
did roll it out, and people have signed up for it. And then other people were like, "No, that's ridiculous." And so Amazon was like, "Well, what if instead of your house, they could open the trunk of your car and put the package in your car?" And they were like, "Well, that's slightly better, but still insane."
Totally not creepy. Totally not creepy at all.
I mean, can you imagine all these Alexas being deployed in, poorer communities with older women? Can you just imagine it for a second, right? I don't know who she thinks next door she is. Red lippy support types, got everything hanging out. And 10 minutes later, life moment. Over the really? Wow.
Post it on YouTube.
That's going to cause harmony, isn't it? Yeah. Well, best of luck with that.
I can see that Amazon delivery thing going wrong when you're doing 110 down the freeway and you've got a drone at the back trying to open up your boot. So let me in. Let me in.
Excuse me, sir. We have a package for you.
And I can't wait to see the bulletins when Amazon actually get to release their drone delivery. Man walking home minding business, killed by PS4 dropped from 3 feet.
Or better yet, when a drone's dropping a package in your backyard where the dog's going to take a what, and all of a sudden the dog's in the way.
Yeah.
Actually, I was thinking more along the lines of drone kills pedestrian in process of delivering package or something. Like
You said
Rocco's going, this is off the rails.
Anyway,
It's been off the rails for a while.
Rocco's done.
I'm done.
Rocco's done.
Yeah, everybody get a last word in because we're gonna go. Zeb.
Catch us both, or catch all four of us tomorrow on Destination Linux. We've got a great show coming up, and it'll be live on YouTube and Twitch.
Yep, and you can visit Zeb's channel on YouTube. What is it, Zeb? Zebedee Boss.
Zebedee Boss.
Yep.
Oh,
YouTube / Zebedee Boss.
All right,
Colin?
okay, yeah. I don't even know it. I just go on there and play truck.
Touchfield.com/Zeb.
Yeah.
Whatever. Colin?
Great, Michael. Great.
PCTLC. That's all I've got to say this week.
That is your YouTube channel.
That's my YouTube channel. I'm slowly growing. Got 180 something subscribers, so I'm happy with that. And I just do videos and little tutorials here and there on how to do things. So, yep, go and check it out.
Good stuff.
Touchfield.com/PCTLC.
Dolphin.
He'll be adding that subdomain here soon.
No, it's there. Go ahead.
YouTube.com/runwiththedolphin for antics and MX videos.
Nice. Barbara?
I don't have a YouTube channel.
What's your last word, Barbara?
No Alexa in my home.
There you go. Derek?
You can find me on YouTube as DistroTube, or you can go to tuxdigital.com/distrotube.
This is going to be nothing but shameless Tux Digital plugs.
Michael, you didn't even have to say that.
Michael's going to be bigger than
true.
Walmart at this rate.
Michael no longer has to market his own channel.
Last word, Jansu? Jansu?
Oh, me? Jesus. Sorry. No YouTube channel here, but last word, paywall.
Paywall. Last word.
Great shout.
Nice. Joe?
I don't have a channel, but all I can say is everybody stay happy, healthy, and have a good week.
Nice.
Thank you.
Thanks.
PC
Mike.
Software?
I just wanted to say thank you for this great stream and everything you're doing for Destination Linux.
Absolutely.
Great.
Awesome. And you do have a channel.
Yeah, one video.
Hey,
Not
that's all that
really
matters. It's
That's how it starts.
That's
Yeah,
how
that's
it all starts. Goes downhill from there.
Especially if you jump to KDE.
Oh my gosh. Jonas?
Well, it was good to be back after taking a long break from my offensive security sabbatical. I'll see if I can't be on, maybe not next week, but the week after.
Nice. Homer?
Well, still on Fedora 27.
He didn't update yet.
Yeah. GNOME is really, really my poor concentration of hate at the moment.
So I definitely can't count on you for number 4.
Somehow I just can't let it go. I just have this now and it works.
If it works, stick with it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I have one video on my Wintelburst channel at the moment for C, I think. Yeah, maybe if it's there still.
Yeah, Wintelburst. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
All right, Matt.
Dark1770 or tuxdigital.com/dark1.
Michael, do you even need a last word? I mean, you got like 14 already. I mean,
Only 14?
Go ahead, Michael. Go ahead. Last word.
Tuxdigital.com/kcrimson.
There you go.
Oh! Last minute boost.
Save the best for last.
PG.
Michael.
Destination live stream.
Okay.
There you go.
EB, last word.
Tired of being called a Linux noob? Get yourself Calculate. It's a brick of a system.
All right. I want to thank each and every one of you guys in here for coming here, because without you coming and showing up every week, this would be nothing anyway. So I appreciate the conversations we have.
Fun.
Yeah, been fun.
It was fun.
Thanks
Great
for
show.
hosting.
You're welcome.
Great
Thanks
show,
for hosting.
Rocco.
Thank you.
Much love to each and every one of you. Keep doing what you're doing, and I'll hopefully catch you next week.
All right. We'll see everybody next week. Catch us live on Destination Linux tomorrow at noon Eastern.
See you guys.
Peace.
Good night.
Everybody have a good night.
Cheers.